And we're back. So, we are going into Extra Steps, episode 4, talking about what happened last time for a moment. So, last time, you all headed, from my perspective, headed eastward from Fallmire, heading to the tower, which should allow you all to teleport in order to get towards Lyminster and head off some of your friends that are making some probably very poor decisions to put a bunch of high level religious information into a monotheistic culture, which probably won't react with, fun times and hugs and flowers. So, to stave off the horrible suffering of your friends, you have gathered a ragtag group of, I was going to say ne'er-do-wells, but y'all are doing okay. So
So far.
you've got a wagon modified to look like it's trying to just transport gear and things to sell, but actually has like crates and things to hide people, so you don't have to pay quite as much per head to get through the teleportation circle and get where you're going. Last session, you all did run into Icard, the gnome wizard who helped you identify some magical items and let himself be known as there, has a house facing the tower that has teleportation in the little village that kind of has popped up around the tower for the little very local economy of people coming right out of or going right into that teleportation. And Air Art, the sort of trinket salesman who handed off a letter from one of your friends detailing how their whole plan, and it is as terrible as you thought it would be when you're chasing after them. And you got a little information that they've got a day and a half on you, but that would mean they're probably only about halfway to that next settlement, and that they have plans to just bypass it to a further south area, somewhere called Sacrifice, to recruit some means of spreading the information more efficiently within that city. So we sit now kind of observing the entry line that goes into the teleportation tower. Marble, and it looks like mostly like marble and jade that have been fashioned into this tower with like gold or brass accents that are all over it, with a very large, like 20-foot wide arch to like enter the main chamber at the base of the tower. There's a almost like just ramshambled sticks that have been set up into a fence that makes sort of like a staging area for people to, pay the person at the front to then enter, and then there's not many guards walking around, but you can see a kind of bronzed armor guard who is standing at that front gate, and is taking a few people's stacks of coins and putting them in a side satchel, and then having them come through to get ready to go through the teleportation.
So this is an open area, like there's no walls.
There is a giant wall, but that's like the holding back the Frostlands is beyond the tower. But yeah, it's a pretty open air. It's literally like just a waist high wood fence. It looks like it's barely meant to keep like livestock in the area while people like wrap up their business and then hop in to go through.
Okay, so if we're gonna, make ourselves hidden, we're having to do it far away where we're not obvious in obvious like eyesight of everybody.
Yeah, good idea.
That makes sense.
And will we still have Marius be the one to pass us through, or should we swap?
Marius,
I'm fine with being the...
I was gonna say, Marius currently not feeling well and hiding in the crate in the wagon.
Yeah, okay, and I'll do it. Okay.
Cool.
How long does guidance last? Hold on. I think I could just slap some guidance. It lasts like a minute. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. I thought it was 10 minutes. I'm a fool. It's a cantrip. Never mind. Ignore me. And goes to hide. Well, I mean, if you make a check in the next minute, then I can do it. But
I mean, just in case, you never know when something might happen.
all right, sure. I'll kind of pat your shoulder and be like, do good, and then get in the barrel. Listen, I may have a high charisma, but I don't know how to talk.
It's like the
You don't just
stiffest
feel
pat on the
sorry
back.
for
It's
them.
just
Pet pet. This is how people touch, right? This is how humans touch. No. All right, take some guidance, because what the fuck else am I here for? Except Eldritch Blast and guidance.
Then in that case, is it everyone's already gonna start like hiding in their spots?
I'm hiding.
Sounds like.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, and then remind me, does what's his face? Does Greg need like a payment too, or does he count as?
Greg's
turn into,
Greg's like,
he's a possible. He can turn into other shit.
I'm gonna hide in my
Yeah.
backpack. I'm gonna put my backpack over here, and I'm gonna slide right in it. Greg, all of your little plasmoid Cartman, who was a sentient ooze drink that you all had in the first early sessions.
Our immortal ooze friend, yeah.
Yeah, your new ooze friend. So it's like, all right, so I'm gonna slurp back into my backpack. I'll be right over here. My gear and stuff will clatter with the rest of it to kind of look like trade, you know. And then so you get to just pay for your head and the head of I think the donkeys count as one head, and they'll let you through. So you got the
That's
gold.
right.
You got the gold ready to go.
I should. I mean, Marius is the one holding it, but I'll.
One sec. It goes and like slides through all the gaps and goes in there.
Come
And
here, so you're not feeling well right now. Can we just have a walk?
Can
the
we
community
have your
wallet.
gold?
Yeah.
Give me your money.
While he's
Give
like
us your
doubled over and pain, I
money!
just kind of reach in and.
What was your What was your money?
Now,
So you
I
all
do
you grab
have-
the basically I think it's the 200 gold, some of which you put together from we'll figure it out from Marius's player later. But you gather up the 200 gold for the two heads of that are going through. And
I might be wrong, but I believe it was 150 gold.
right it was like 50
we're
50 a
private.
head, but the
Yeah,
the
I'm stingy.
yeah.
Honestly, fair.
Sure.
I'm going to real quick. I want to posit this question, everybody, before we do this for sure.
Mhm.
Should we each take a shot at Greg just in case? Like if something happens and I'm not able to speak to you guys, but like we're in trouble, I can let you know.
We can hear from kind of within the barrels, right?
Yeah, y'all
I
are
know,
DM.
but
right in that area.
If I have,
Can you say that
if I
again? Sorry.
happen,
Yes, you are all right in that area, fully able to
Okay.
hear, right around you conversations.
I think we should be fine.
all right. Just for my own paranoid self, I'm gonna take a shot at Greg.
Gotcha. You can hear Greg now, who is like, "Yeah, all right, good call. I'm in this backpack, and there's no one else around who's got any of me in them, so that's good to know. That's good information. Let's see here. I'm gonna. Okay, 1 second. And all right, yes, I think we're good. We're good to go. I've got eyes underneath. Literally, I've taken myself and kind of seeped down there and formulated enough of myself to perceive. I'm like right down there. Like, oh, geez. Okay, sorry. When they're not attached to my head, it's hard to choose one direction. It's kind of like my eyes are crossed. I'm gonna just do one. Just do one. There we go. All right. I don't get
Please put on a fear.
I don't get the binocular. I don't get the I don't get the binocular action of knowing how far away things are, but I can kind of tell what's going on.
You'll be fine. This is gonna go great.
Yeah, all the confidence.
I pat a barrel reassuringly, and then I'll head in with the cart.
Yep.
It's gonna go Greg.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue. Please continue.
Everything's coming up, Greg.
You drive.
Everything's-
Give me an animal handling check. They're guiding these donkeys up in a way that will be non-eventful.
You got guidance.
sure.
Remember.
Oh no.
Oh
don't know
yeah.
if it'll help,
Do I have to use the guidance or can I save it?
No, well, you just have it for a minute.
I just have it for a minute.
Yeah. I don't.
Once before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4
just
and add the
once,
number
okay.
rolled to one ability check. You can
It's
you can
optional.
save it if you don't want to use it
Okay.
immediately. It's like Bardic,
have to-
where it's like
Mhm.
yeah, save for
Not
something
gonna lie,
more.
I'm expecting to make some kind of persuasion check, so I'd rather save it for that.
Right.
Yep.
Never mind. Never mind.
Okay.
That's a 10.
10? Yeah, totally fine. These are trained beasts of burden. They're not horribly difficult to control. It's more of there are other people coming and going, and so you're having to guide and like slow them down and get them going again without it getting jolting in any way. It was kind of the challenge there. But you do walk up and with this like brass armored, looks like a breastplate, not fully polished. It's got nicks and dings in it, so it's gotten some use over the years. Yeah, it looks like there's a little bit of blood on the shoulder that has not been cleaned off. And there's a half elf man with like kind of a split lip. That's not fully healed in yet. A little bit of dirt in the hair, and you can see just took a pouch of gold from like an elven couple that's walking by, and then kind of halts you up and he's like, "So, you got a cot and yourself goods, I assume?" Kind of looks into the wagon. All right, that's gonna be 100 gold pieces.
I'll hand him the 100 gold pieces, and then like sort of in a separate smaller satchel, can I like kind of like covertly slide the 50 gold in there?
You can wait. What?
Because I've
To bribe him.
Jeff.
Oh, do the
What is it?
bribe. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Do the bribe thing. Yeah.
We set up Jeff.
Yeah.
Like we said in the episodes,
First
right?
you're trying to
Sure.
send us 200 gold for no
Sorry.
reason.
Yeah.
and now-
No, it was just
Whatever
the thing that
Story of my
would
life.
maybe throw you a little bit was that he just straight up said the 100 gold. He didn't say the 150 you were assuming as far as the like kind of the bribe cost to get people through. Just said 100.
This is me as a player not knowing how to read situations.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Fair enough.
No worries. Takes the 100 gold and goes, "Very good, sir. You'll head on in, and when they call activation, you go through it."
Great. Thank you very much.
Yes. Be good on your day. Next.
And
You kind of trot forward. You see like one other of these kind of guards. Giant dent in the breastplate. But still like kind of strapped on. This like this kind of rough looking like dwarf, and just kind of signals everybody through. It's like, "Hey, get in line. This is enough. Let's get it going." And kind of guides everyone in. Give me an insight check.
Someone made an intimidation check before we came in. Or an attack roll.
come on, man. I mean, insight, that's gonna be an 11.
11? Something's off. You're having a hard time telling what exactly. But just as you look around, this doesn't seem like enough guards for this kind of operation, just to manage the number of people that are currently in line. And then the thing that really does it for you is that there's one more guard, looks like a half drow, in like a more pompous version of the same kind of armor with this like purple cloak, but the cloak is kind of like half torn on one side, and like has this like wizard by the robe, and kind of pulls him over to where this like ruined archway, and is like, "All right, these people got places to be. Get it ready." And it gets kind of pushed over next to it, and kind of gets his robe correct, and it's just like, "Very good people. Please form an organized line and prepare yourselves for entry and through the circle."
Right. Okay. No, the wizard is there for the teleportation. Okay.
Yeah.
Obviously. Was that insight just in general, or was it for a specific person?
Just on the situation. Yeah, it was just sort of
Just on the
like
situation.
something was
Good job
off.
checking the room.
Yeah, just a
Vibe
vibe.
check.
Vibe check.
This doesn't seem like a nice, like, you'd expect something pulling in this much gold to be like pretty smoothly running with good,
Yeah.
well staffed and everything else.
May I do an insight on the half drow fellow?
Yeah, he seems to be the one in charge at first glance. But yeah, go ahead and check him out.
That's a 9 on the die. 14.
14. You'd think you catch is sort of like the like one martial character to another kind of thing. You see like the dagger and the longsword and even the shield on the back are all of like a matching set of gear, and then there's just this fat club that is just like also like shoved into the belt that is like covered in like blood and hair, and it's just been used fairly recently. You get the sense that this is someone whose armor this is not, but he is still being seen as in charge. And so yeah, it's definitely a funky something going on.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I think, fuck, we should have taken to Greg. God damn it.
Greg's like, it sounds like something's going on here.
Telepathically, I'll be like, there is a drow fellow who doesn't seem like he fits in with everybody else. Respectfully, that's none of our business. If you try, I'll keep an eye on him. And this is me telling you, I'll keep an eye on him, like just so if he tries something funny, I'll be able to react.
Mm-hmm.
But if we pass through like unabated, we're fine. I'm fine with that as well.
Right.
Yeah. But I'll keep an eye on him without like making it obvious. Like I have the mask. So.
Yeah.
How good of curiosity.
Greg goes ooze mode and goes and slides in and kind of pops up into the crate and barrel for the other two of you, and it's like, hey, something's going on. Something seems weird. There's like a guy who's in charge who doesn't seem like he should be. Everybody's kind of beaten up and bloodied. Everything's kind of weird out here. But it's kind of like we're filing it under not all problem at the moment. So we're gonna try to get through and have it work out fine. But if you have any inputs, let me know.
May I? Does the wizard look okay? The way you described him, it seems like he was a little rattled.
Yeah, make a perception check.
No, I'm not going to use you anymore.
It's using a spell block.
No, that's even worse.
Oh,
no.
no.
Get him out of the way now.
Perception, he said?
Yeah.
That's still a 9.
A 9? All you can really tell is it looks like he didn't. It's like somebody who didn't get to do their morning routine, kind of thing. Hair's not quite kept up right. The robe looks like it isn't like fresh and washed. But otherwise seems, in good health, essentially. Is less beat up than some of the guards you've seen.
Edmund.
The wizard's less beat up than the guards. That's new.
Yeah.
That's a lesson.
Like if the wizard had received as much trauma as these guards have, the wizard would be dead.
That's true. It's just like, the wizard's okay. That's new.
Yeah.
Go on, sorry.
Yeah.
Edmund is not taking in as much information as he usually does, and it's making him paranoid.
Yeah. It's becoming one of those keep your head down and get through your task. Something's going on, but it's also not your problem.
It's not my problem. I want to get out of here as fast as possible.
We're only 3rd level adventurers, man.
Yeah.
10th level encounter this is. Yeah. Finn is just gonna say quietly to Greg, just like, I mean, if people start drawing their weapons, you let me know, but I'm just gonna stay here for now.
Alright, sounds like a plan. What about you? Luna, you got any inputs on this?
Just let me know if I gotta start firing.
Will do.
So anyway, I started blasting.
Yeah, started blasting them. Greg pops into your head, Edmund, and it's like, I get like gas when I try to like stretch myself like that, so it's very uncomfortable. Yeah, everybody's on board with go through, and we'll talk about it later.
Great. If you have to release something, please don't.
Yeah, I'm doing my best.
If you have to, save it for while we're teleporting, so hopefully no one picks it up.
Yeah, you got it. Don't worry about me. I'm very stealthy.
I have full confidence in that statement.
Yeah. You rolled okay. It's doing
Jesus Christ.
fine. The runes start to glow going over the archway. The guard that's kind of like in charge, the half drow, is like, all right, be ready to run through. And runes
Oh.
start going all coming up the way. The wizard is like, "Prepare yourselves!" And Edmund, give me one more. This be like a perception check.
Scared.
Yeah.
Me too, man. I can't even see what's going on.
Perception.
Mhm.
What's 9 plus 7?
16.
16.
16.
Yeah.
16.
You do catch a it looks like a sort of a tug from the half drow who's like 5-10 feet away from the wizard, and it's at that point you notice that like the necklace that's kind of tight on the wizard's neck tugs in that direction, and there's a ring that kind of like matches the necklace, and you catch the half drow whisper something like kind of aggressively towards the wizard, and the wizard just sort of nods, and then kind of turns back to the crowd. All right, we got 3, 2, 1, activate, go. Portal lights up. This blue arcane energy shimmers across it. People start filing through, and you're just seeing people going through a portal in front of you, and you get the donkeys moving. And there's like there's like one other someone with a wagon who was ahead of you who also like goes through with their like horse and all their goods and whatnot, and then you start to go through it, and as you get
Seems
close,
fine.
Huh?
Right? They seem fine. Nothing's.
they as you're last to go through and you're like about with like your head down, they seem to feel pretty safe about it. And that half drow turns to that wizard and goes, "All right, back in your cage," and like grabs by the back of the neck as you're pulling through the portal.
Oh no.
Everybody gets that feeling of like dropping gravity, like when you miss a step on the stairs that you weren't expecting, and then lands and is pulling through into a tower that's got probably 20-30 guards all around just to organize. No one's very aggressive or anything. Pristine armor. There's 2 wizards on the flanking the portal, with a very very happy of like, thank you for your patronage, and like ushering people through. A very stark like contrast to what you just came through, and people get guided through. He goes, "Are you heading westward for shipping? Okay, this way. Yes, we have someone who can help you through here," and guides them over with a couple of guards. Well, there's like a guard per like a group basically, and then a guard kind of walks up to you and goes, "Hello, I'll be your concierge for anything you might require until your arrival. Do you need any guidance on your directions?"
No, we're fine. We're just heading to Lyminster. If you can direct us in that direction.
Lyminster, of course. Directly south along the main road. You will see it there. That road does go into a little less unkempt as it goes beyond into the southern lands. Some people are still exploring the desert lands that way. Please be aware of, that you are fully capable and allowed to travel at night. We have arcane lights guiding the road for the next few days' journey. If you're looking to get in some good progress in the evenings, our scouts have not seen anything in particular in the region as far as any threats of any kind, beasties and magical attacks or anything like that. We keep that out of this area.
How wonderful. Thank you so much for letting me know. My mind is much at ease. I have a question for you.
Of course.
These towers that man these teleportation circles, they
Yes.
are, I've only used them once or twice before, so I'm not quite familiar with them. How do you stay in touch with every...
We send a guard through with a caravan pretty regularly to keep in touch. I saw yours didn't have one on this go round, but that's relatively straightforward. It's only about a once a week kind of thing, and it's always pretty uneventful, honestly. So, we've got a few more days before we send someone through to anywhere else to see what's going on. So,
I see. Okay, I was just curious. Thank you very much.
Oh yes, of course. I don't sense any deception whatsoever, so please be out today.
I trust you implicitly. Traveler?
Every once in a while, the guards roll low on insight.
May I...
Valid. You're okay.
There's
We live.
guilt. There's guilt here. Edmund definitely knows that something was up, and he'll wait till everyone's free to like confer with everyone. Oh my gosh. The guards that are here, pristine armor, was it the same like
Yeah, very much the same style.
Yeah.
You even see somebody in that more gaudy kind of like robe, but here everything's perfectly mended, everything's up to date, so everything's polished, no scratches, no wear and tear,
no weapons covered in blood and hair that have been used recently?
none of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a problem. Edmund, I'll pass through, at least to a certain point where I know that we won't have any eyes on us, and I'll knock on the barrel and be like, hey, we need to talk about something.
Yeah, there's a similar, a little bit more active, like small village that's kind of popped up around the tower for immediate needs, people wanting to resupply before they move on with their journeys and whatnot. Pretty straightforward though to get a few buildings in and take a side road and have a relative amount of privacy to pop the barrels and crates and stuff.
So everyone is here.
Yeah.
Everyone.
We-
Okay, so
we
we're all
convene.
discussing now.
Linda
Yep.
just pops
When-
out and goes, "Oh, thank God!"
Okay,
Are you okay?
did the floor window work? Did it
I'm
help?
fine. I'm fine. It helped, but just, I'm fine. I'm fine. Yes, you had those. Yes, whatever. Yes, Edmund.
You have something to say.
As we were passing through, I noticed a. You didn't get a chance to see, but as we were passing through, the guards here, their armor is very clean, very nice looking.
Mhm.
Back there, that was not the case. It was scratched. It was broken in some parts. There was a half elf, half drow looking fellow who had a weapon that was covered in blood, very recent.
Oh.
And I noticed he sort of commanding the wizard in such a way that didn't seem like it was part of this entire routine. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's worrying.
I suspect some kind of takeover, some kind of. It doesn't seem very. Something's going on here.
Well, we heard the guard here that was talking to you say they send a caravan every week, like once a week, but they haven't. Maybe.
They haven't received a guard from there here.
Yeah.
So
Is that not a red flag for them?
they said it happens.
It's-
I mean it only happens once a week. So the fact that they miss, I assume, is just. I mean, but what?
The guard
Is there
mentioned
any kind of authority? I mean, I'm talking to you, Jeff.
Yeah.
Is there any kind of authority that, like, I mean, obviously we're adventurers. This kind of feels like our job, but this is something like, do teleportation circles have like a? I mean, they have an official guard.
right.
There's
They have
their department in the government.
yeah. They have. There's not an over.
Nice.
It's
Is
more
there
of
a
a.
wizard union?
Is there a wizard union?
Are
There is
they
a wizard
union?
union. Cool.
They
Better
did.
be.
World building.
Yeah. The wizards are the elites. They don't get a union.
Oh, Oh, dear.
It'd be like an oil executive union. We're going on
They
strike.
would. They would try.
Yeah. Um,
Yep.
anyhow, no, well, you caught the basics of like the guard mentioning that a guard hasn't come in a few days, which is normal. It's only once a week. But yeah, the suspicion of like a takeover kind of thing seems relatively on point. There isn't like a king to go petition or anything. The quadrants of the region are kind of city states, and like that their sections run by them, with the Goneril is sort of the magic society that is connected in through the teleportation towers, and through that they were the ones who constructed the walls to restrict the frost. So they're sort of the most powerful like nation in the area.
Right.
But essentially, if you just went and told one of the guards, "Hey, I think your other tower got taken over," it would just be like that would be the that would be the thing to go like let them know.
Yeah, well, my concern is
gonna
that
be
they're gonna
in-
kind of dismiss me and be like, "You're crazy. The towers never get taken over." Blah, blah, blah. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, come on, dude.
If you, Finn will raise a quiet hand and just go, if you say it as a concerned citizen, as a concerned patron of this teleportation circle who may want to come back again, if you're like, I don't feel safe when stuff like that happens, they're probably going to be more likely to do something about it. Not to
You
be.
make an excellent point, Finn. I have an idea, but I'm gonna ask that you guys
That's what my mom does.
don't.
Don't worry about it.
I will. This is gonna. See, I'm wondering. Okay, no, I'm just gonna tell you guys. You guys have never seen me without my mask, right?
I don't think so.
Nope.
Finn's mom is a Karen.
Well, yeah. No, what I know
Um,
about her? Yeah. Spoiler.
I don't know, because if things go south, I would like to not be incriminated in this. I appreciate my identity being hidden the way it is, but I do think if I sort of took off my mask, kind of made a different persona of myself, I think I could come up to this guard and be like, I don't feel safe traveling through these teleportation circles. What's the deal? You should go send someone that in there immediately. Just go full, like, you know what I mean, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
If that's something you feel comfortable
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
I will also point out that like if you do wear the mask that you went through wearing, then they would recognize you, which I know you don't want, but also you could be like, you actually saw me do this and you talked to me. This is what happened when I came through.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That
I'll
might lend
take the
credence.
mask off. No one knows what I look like under this thing.
No, what I'm saying is you want to look like what you did going through. Because then they'll believe you. I don't know. I mean, it's up to you, because you're the one doing it, because it can't be us, because they didn't see us go through.
Yeah, I think I'm making a problem where there isn't one. Because, like, really, if I go up and
I
say,
get what you
like,
mean.
hey, there's a problem here, they'll investigate, and then... Right, Jeff?
Maybe
Well, I think you're right.
you'd have,
Yeah,
you'd have to go.
I'm
do
just
that.
trying to. I guess what my point is, to make it sound more believable out of character. But I mean, it's your call, because you're the one taking the fall if you get in trouble or something.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
yeah. You do it. Whatever you want to do. We trust you.
However you want to go about it, we
Yeah.
support you.
You're like a full adult. You can do what you want.
I think I'm... Okay, I get it. I don't need this... I don't need to be
It's
patronized.
okay. No. You're allowed to make your own choice. This is us talking to a Starian, but it's you, and you're like, I'm not. When did I say it? Sorry, you said beasties, Jeff, and I'm just like, oh yes, a Starian. This is shortly off the Game of Awards where Neil Newbon won for playing a Starian. I'm still happy for it.
Yeah.
Go tell him.
Yeah, because
You should tell him.
I am going
Okay.
to tell them. I just don't know if I should do it as myself or if I should put on some kind of disguise. Because what's the harm in me telling them myself?
Unless
This
there's
is stupid.
two in
Can I
every
just roll
tower.
like
Fine.
a
Yeah.
general wisdom check to see if like will something bad happen if I go as myself and they decide not to? Like, what's the worst that can happen? Because I really feel like I'm just making shit up.
Murphy's Law. Blackjack. Wisdom roll.
I mean, a bunch of things could happen. It's what do you want to do? You can't predict every possible consequence.
You can't roll for everything.
You don't really know for a fact if you're like, hey, I have some concerns, things are really suspicious over there, if they're going to be like, well, you're going to jail until we find out what's happening. That'd be a weird
Yeah.
response, but it's not like impossible.
I don't know. Because
You're an
I
Eladrin.
need to
You
get-
look regal.
Yeah.
You look like you have money.
Right.
I need to get over myself. Can I
can do it.
You can picture like if you went up to some cops and said, hey, some cops over in that block over there were all beat up and it looked really weird. You guys might want to go check it out.
Yeah.
You would probably expect the response to be like, oh, okay, we'll check it out. And then there's always a chance of like, get on the ground. That's I guess it's not an unheard of response. It's not a reasonable response, but it's not an unheard of one.
Yeah. They seem friendly enough. I think I will
There is
just stay right here, guys, and
Yeah.
I will return to circle.
Noted.
Yeah.
Flag
As
over guard.
as Edmund leaves, I need the other two of you to make a perception check.
Oh, Jesus
No,
Christ.
not again. Okay, fine. Ooh, rolled a 19. The total.
That is a 10.
Dirty 20.
Ooh, nice.
Thank God.
Luna is
Tiny.
Luna's basically still like talking to Finn about stuff. And you look over Luna's shoulder. Luna doesn't register it, not even look in the right direction. There is a fully snake person with a satchel that is kind of like creepily in the shadows, like looking around the corner, and then it's slinking out and approaching, like kind of staying in the shadow of the alley, approaching the two of you at the wagon.
Now, see, Finn's instinct is to wave. Out of character, I'm like, that's a bad idea. He wants to be a nice guy. I
Mhm.
think I'm just gonna, like, peek over Luna's shoulder and I'm just gonna do one of these. At them. Try and catch their
Who are
attention. Snake person in
What
the
is-
shadows.
Are you not? Oh,
Trying to
okay.
keep family, don't look.
I thought we were having a moment, but that's cool too.
I'm
I'm
sorry, Leo. In no world would "there's a snake person in the shadows" be a normal, friendly statement.
Whispering to her.
No, I don't care, but like,
Whispering.
It's just you
our
waving
first
is
reaction is to
wild.
wave at the snake person in the
Person.
shadows.
Listen,
We're Finn about
Listen.
to die.
listen. Was the clue about day drinking because I get to drink finally not a clue that Finn is not the brightest? I'm charismatic and I'm book smart, but I'm not street smart. Not as
Full awareness
You know.
is okay.
in
Understand.
in any case, there's
no
this
when people are upset.
there's
That's
this approach, and the walk itself is like a slither, even though it's bipedal humanoid with just extremely like snake-like features. Approaching. Is Finn just waving like at them?
I think mostly just to acknowledge, like, hey, I see you,
Yeah.
and not in like a you're dead to me or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're dead kind of way. Just like I see you.
There is a continuing like slink up walk, and reaches into the side satchel and pulls out a pamphlet, and is, "Please come to the Naga's Blades. We have many fine tools for adventurers for sale. Come
Ooh.
at your convenience at the southeastern end of town." Thank you
Cool.
for
Is
your
this person
thank you
is
for
this
your
person wearing any religious
consideration.
amulets?
There is some kind of a snake amulet. It's almost a little on the nose, a couple little rubies for eyes on it. You can make a religion check for me.
I would love to
Yeah.
with guidance. Billy, okay. That's 7 plus 3 plus 2. It's 12.
Not a religion you recognize. And also it could just be a necklace. So there's just a thank you, and then like slithers past, and just keeps walking. Just handing out a flyer.
Kind of hold it up to Luna, like, I mean, we should probably wait for Edmund, but do you want to go? Do we even
I'm
need to
not
ask?
gonna lie. I
We
got a
should.
bad vibe.
Luna
gonna
Luna
lie.
jumps like when a cat sees a cucumber.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right? Look, just because they're a snake person doesn't mean they're automatically evil, okay?
He's on top of the
Right.
like the
He's
highest
on
stack
the-
of barrels now. You're like,
This is just like this is Luna coming from a point of I've hidden in the shadows and I know what my reasonings were. It's like most of the time when people hide, it's not for good reason. Just
they were
throwing
a
that
snake
out there.
person, and the fact that you were suspicious of them may be why they're hiding in the shadows, because they're scared people are going to be scared of them.
Hey,
yeah,
I'm
Luna,
not trying
haven't you
to grow
considered
any.
that you're the you're the problem
I
here?
could
I like
listen.
playing
We all know
intuition
I'm
stuff.
already the problem.
Yeah.
I understand that.
You're playing the cat person. You are the problem. Yes.
I am the problem.
Cat people are the problem.
Well, Luna, I mean,
Listen,
I
I'm
trust
just
your
telling
expertise.
you.
No, I believe
I'm
you.
just telling you. My bad
Like-
vibe.
What-
Feel out like
But what if there's trinkets? What if there's trinkets? Like, they're just
know,
like
I
trying to
see what
get
you're-
everything on
I
board.
see what you're doing, and it's partially working.
Partially. Okay. How do I make it
Bad
fully work?
vibes. Listen,
No, I get it. I
I've
get it. I
already
agree.
encountered two instances where trinkets have not exactly played out in our favor entirely.
I don't think
But
he has a mimic this
trinkets.
time, or they don't have a mimic. If that helps.
Anyways, I assume this conversation plays out for much longer
Yeah.
and
It
goes
plays out
around in
for
several
much longer.
circles.
Negotiating.
Cutting back to Edmund, walking up, you see like the first guard, and this is the first like major difference, like approaching, completely different scenario. The fence is a lot less haphazardly put together. There's like 4 guards, just kind of hanging out at the entranceway of people coming in. One of which you recognize as the one, the one that paired up to you and is now just like kind of chilling at that front entranceway. He kind of recognizes you from like your gear set and everything,
Mask.
and the mask.
It's hard to forget that.
Yeah, same mask. He goes, hey, what? Can I help you? Did you drop something over here? Or
No, I'm just so curious. How long ago were these like the fences and like the whole thing? How long ago was this established?
Oh, it's got to be going on 50, 60 around the time of the frost. Everything got set up.
And that applies for every.
Yeah, they were all erected in about a year of each other, I believe. Something like that. Sorry, history is not my main. I'm here for, servicing everyone who's using our services and keeping things as safe as possible.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I understand. I realize this is me asking this question to you is.
There's a historian in town if you have more questions. If you are looking for that. But sorry, you seem like you have some other concern.
Yes. I coming here, the circle closest to Fallmeyer, I noticed that the guards weren't as well kept as you. Like your armor is shining, it's gorgeous. Their
Thank you.
armor little, dents, scratches,
Yeah.
they seemed a little worse for wear, which I'm just a little concerned. Call me paranoid, but I just want to make sure that everything's running tip top shape.
Of course. I will talk to my supervisor and see if they want to send someone over to see what's amiss over there. Could be just that there happens sometimes. There's when there's like an attack of some kind, or there's I know they were dealing with some tribe of goblins that were trying to raid them over the last month or so, and could be they're just stretched thin and exhausted and haven't had the time to mend their armor. But sounds like they could use some reinforcements just so everybody can get a good break in and get on with servicing our fine customers.
Cool. Yes, of course. Can I roll an insight check to see if he's bullshitting me?
Sure, go for it.
There we go. That's a 21, I think. So everything is either +5, +6, or +7. That's actually a dirty 20.
Nice. Yeah, there's a little bit of a customer service BS kind of thing going on where there's that's fully not my job to care about. But there is an era of like he'll follow through. He's just not gonna go do it right now. It'll probably be like end of shift. It'll be like, hey boss, by the way, somebody mentioned that everybody's armor's getting all tattered up over there. So you don't feel like the immediacy and need for action is fully imparted. It's more of a like, oh yeah, I'll mention it and all that.
Okay, great, thank you. Just as an adventurer who's probably going to be using the circles a lot more often, I just wanted to express my concern, make sure everything's safe and sound, and for your safety as well. I don't want you guys getting too beat up over small things.
Oh, of course. Yes. No, my understanding is there was a goblin riding an ice dragon raining fireballs down on people. So, understandably, they might be a little stretched thin and having a rough go of it. But I haven't seen a request for reinforcements, but we'll certainly reach out and make sure everything's all well and good. That historian is Dina. She lives on the southwestern end of the little village here. Has like a little library. It's really just her house, but it's packed with books and lots of historical context and things. If you had more curiosities about the towers and whatnot.
Great, thank you so much. And I will head off. Not fully convinced, but I mean, I've done my part. I've
Right.
informed the right people, and now I will go off to do my own thing.
Right.
I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. I didn't do fucking
I
shit. That one part.
Yeah, that's fair.
I didn't do fucking
Fucking
shit.
Yeah.
I love that. I forget his
Oh,
name.
my.
He's a comedian. I just forgot what his
Yeah,
name.
yeah. It's from We Think You Should Leave.
I think he's really Tim Robinson. That's
yeah,
who it
yeah.
is.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember having the
Funny show,
thought.
though.
I remember having that meme in my brain when I saw it, the show, and then it popped up in existence, and I was like, "This is great. I'm glad this
Oh, that's
exists."
the meme.
As soon as he's like, "I didn't do fucking
Same.
shit," I was just like, "We need to put the Starship Troopers on that." Greatest meme. Love it. Cool. All right, you walk back and find your compatriots standing around a little confused. Finn holding like a pamphlet.
Listen, I'm not saying that snake people are bad. I'm just saying.
Some of my best friends are snake people.
Ryan, how'd it go?
Yeah, yeah.
No, it cannot be canon that Luna is racist. We cannot have that. I cannot do
It's a snake and you're a cat. You're natural enemies. It makes sense. It's instinctual. It's like how werewolves and vampires are enemies. They have no reason to be. They're just both very strong.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, yeah. It's the, snakes and cats, werewolves and vampires. It starts getting problematic after that. So
Planks and funks.
yeah, yeah.
I'll hand Edmund the pamphlet.
Elves and dwarves, and then it's
Elves and
yeah,
dwarves,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
There you go. That's better. Don't. Yeah.
the universe is so full of dichotomy. Like, what's going on with that?
Right, right.
Yeah.
But yeah, you walk in on the tail end of this. Really, has clearly gone through several cycles. Conversations about snakes
Oh.
of some kind.
Hey, Ed.
Hi, what's this?
Snake person kind of slithered out of the shadows, and I do mean literally slithered. They want us to come to their little Naga shop. Luna seems suspicious.
The pamphlet says Naga's Blades, and it has a snake, like a full snake that just has two arms, wielding two swords.
This blade.
Look how bad that snake person is. It's just like, it looks cool.
It does. The art is very exquisite. I mean, I am curious too, but do we really have the money to be spending more stuff on weapons and such?
I'm not saying we buy stuff. I'm saying we go window shop.
Does it have an address?
No, it doesn't. It's a pretty small village, so it's one of those just like look for the sign
an
with the same
alleyway.
image and you'll spot it.
If we happen across it while we're heading to, while we're trying to find our compatriots, then I guess we'll take a look. But I think finding Kent and whatever your friend's name is, I'm sorry, takes precedence over this.
Okay.
Although they could be in the shop.
They got distracted for long enough. They could be in the shop.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Could be shocked. They could be in the shop. You never know.
No, you're right.
We won't
You're
know.
right.
We won't know unless we
Oh, yeah.
go. So let's go.
That's
All right, all right.
Let's make sure that they aren't in the shop.
You all watch Edmund talk himself into going to the magic item shop. You all watch Marius get
I
out of
also
like
know one.
Marius get out of the large crate and into the like smaller Luna crate, and then like some throw up hit the ground underneath the wagon.
Oh,
It's just,
man.
I'm not doing
We'll
great.
get that cleaned out.
It's all right. I'll be fine.
Oh,
I just want to be in the
Buddy.
dark with somewhere to throw up.
What did you eat?
I don't know. I think it was the teleportation circle. I think I ate an interdimensional creature of some kind.
You were sick before we went to the circle.
I
it
know.
got worse.
That's probably why I was so susceptible to it. It's like when you eat a bug on a motorcycle, where you already had food poisoning.
What's a motorcycle?
I don't know.
Do those
What about
exist?
Going through that teleportation while having the stomach flu has opened Marius's mind to
Oh,
things
yeah.
that he cannot
Yeah,
comprehend.
yeah.
It's like flying while you're like have a cold. It's like the worst. It's being plugged up, like having a sinus cold, and then also going up in the air
Mhm.
10,000 feet. That sucks.
Yeah.
Literally me
Jesus
2
Christ.
weeks ago.
It's oh my god, yeah. Before we head out, I want to try one quick thing, or ask if I can try one quick thing. I know a healer's kit is technically used for like stabilizing somebody who's at 0 hit.
Mhm.
Can I attempt to use one of my charges of healer's kit to like not cure it, but can I like lessen? Can I lessen the effects?
You could try, but this is also purely a narrative device, so that I don't have to roleplay their character constantly.
No,
you
I know.
roll high enough-
No, I know.
Yeah.
If you roll high enough,
It's going to be miserable.
It's one of those you roll high
Roll
enough,
high
and
enough.
and she just
Summon
like
her.
you just
That-
summon her to like play the character.
yeah,
It's-
that's what I was
Oh,
gonna say.
yeah.
Arya
Ariana,
in real
hey.
life is like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I feel
I know you're not.
roasted.
I know you're not feeling great, but I rolled like a 27 on this healer's kit check.
I rolled a natural 20. You have to come to a session now. I summoned you. She'd be so mad. Okay. May I, or is that too much?
Yeah,
We
let's
can
move
go
on.
with this.
Yeah.
Cool, yeah.
Moving along. So you all are heading to that southeast magic item shop kind of thing. Is the
Yeah.
plan?
Sure. Yeah.
Cuckoo.
Well, I mean, we're doing what Edmund said we're doing to go
Right.
find Kent and the other guy,
Right.
your pixie friend. I'm
That's
sorry, I
cool.
forgot their name too. It's in my notes. Hold on.
There's
It's not in my notes. Hold on.
Kent the Sprite. Is that correct?
Yes. And
Yes.
then
And then this is me just being a shit memory person and not remembering the name of my bard friend.
Yeah.
you didn't even name her in like your character introduction, just as human bard.
Right. No, we had worked out the name at some point here. Let me look it up here.
Yes, and I do
Um,
not remember.
That is Alum Gray.
That's what I thought,
Oh,
and I
that's who that is.
thought I
Yeah.
I thought I was remembering something incorrect. I was like, is it Alum?
It's Alum, yeah. The
Yeah,
confusing
okay.
part
Oh,
is
there.
like it's the question of is it Alan? And it's like no, it's Alem.
Alem.
With an M. But yes.
Alan from the Barbie movie. Anyway, go
Yeah. Alum Gray is the bard researcher who is trying to basically convert the city down there by providing a bunch of information about other gods. And just trying to get them to be
God, it's fake.
trying to get them to stop being monotheistic. And then Kent is trying to assist in this, but mostly to cause absolute chaos.
Finn, you're from Lyminster, aren't you?
Maybe.
Aren't
Maybe.
you?
He looks a little kind of shifty, like maybe.
Because I don't know
Why?
if I don't know if I'm metagaming by saying that. I feel like Finn mentioned it once, but I really don't know.
think-
I think it's come up.
I'm pretty sure he did, but he doesn't want to talk about it. He like the immediate, like just like kind of like walls going up. And he's just like, I mean, yeah, why?
Yeah, no, I'll sense this like shift in.
It's
mood
not. It's
around
not
the walls.
hidden. I'm not hiding it. Just
I
Immediate.
sense.
Mhm.
I'm an empath. No, I I sense that, and I'm like, never mind, just curious.
I feel like that would
Um,
make Finn even more
immediately
uneasy.
suspicious. Yeah, Finn looks
Okay, well,
like is staring at, like
Okay, well, if you want me to tell you the real reason, I can, but you don't have
I
to
do.
answer.
I
Okay,
do.
alright.
What do you
What?
want to know, man?
What is your faith? Because you're asking everybody else, but I don't know about you. And knowing that you come from this place where everybody is, am I touching a nerve?
Jeff, can I make a deception check?
Sure.
Can I make an
I'm
insight
saying
check?
this
Yeah, yeah.
because
PvP.
I'm giving myself. Well,
Now-
I'm giving myself guidance, just to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm giving myself.
What is
A little flicker of magic.
Now here's the point where I have to decide if Luna's actually paying attention to the conversation that's going on in front of her, or
Hmm.
if she's still freaked out by the snake person, where she's just like, I don't like this. I don't like this.
I want Luna to roll
Luna-
a perception check for me.
Luna's looking
Okay.
in the exact opposite of this. Like, man, that's.
What is looking where the plot is? Edmund's trying to figure out.
Oh, let's
Finn's
go.
backstory.
Okay. That is a 19.
Nice. It's slightly off due to the fact that I was high, was meaning there's something you see that's distracting, so you're not paying attention to this interaction at all.
We're just gonna die.
it's a,
You
it's
know,
a
out of-
feature of hyperfocus where you're just not paying attention to this because there's something interesting over there.
Backstory. Ooh.
So while they are having this like
Backstory.
exchange, you do see like on the main road as you're all kind of walking just at the like edge of the city where it's like, you know, plains and roads and things. There is a cart being pulled by roughly a dozen tiny humanoids with like one giant like central eye on their head, kind of gray and bulbous, and just like, and like, but in unison they can push and pull this cart along with this very like fancy dressed elven gentleman who is kind of just sitting there like jotting some notes and looks like a little journal of some kind, and is like looking around kind of expectantly every once in a while and then getting back to jotting some things down. Looks and is dressed in like several layers of robes, most of which are semi closed up at the moment, being this close to a source of like this Arctic cold. Yes, for Luna.
So, this is me, the player, asking. I know we talked about these characters last session, but I
Mhm.
don't remember if it was information that we as characters know,
Mm.
or if that's just information that was shared to us about. Because I remember it was Kent and Alum saying they were going to go get this like army or whatever to
Right.
help distribute everything.
Yeah. I think it
And-
would be Finn has like seen these things before. You haven't seen these things before, and so you may or may not put it together, but it's reasonable to assume like, oh, this is the kind of thing they're probably looking for, is this kind of person.
Okay.
So yeah, you do see that
Okay.
while the interaction up here is going on. So we'll wrap that up and then see where we're going.
Okay.
So deception
And we got a
versus
22.
22.
22.
Nice.
8.
8.
What was I worried about? I thought you were gonna be like, I have expertise, and it's
Yeah, don't you know
Alright,
I
well-
roll advantage and I have expertise and I have a +5?
Yeah.
Orphan says he's just like, I'm just I'm young, I'm a student, I'm learning about religion. It's just an interest of mine.
Yeah.
That's
See-
all he says.
Seems
He
reason.
seems pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like a reasonable. You grew up in this kind of place, and then you're out traveling the world to learn about
Yeah.
all the other things that could be.
I think
I
with that
I-
22 deception, I think what Edmund probably gets is that like that initial like freak out that he had was more of a like, I'm used to asking other people and not people asking me is
Mhm.
what it reads like. Anyway, go
yeah,
ahead.
I think Edmund isn't inciting for some like deep dark secret. He's just like, but doesn't, that doesn't seem like okay. I guess I'll just okay. I believe you.
Yeah, seems a reasonable explanation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. You're all.
Don't get my tragic backstory in episode 4, okay? You'll wait.
It's a genuine question.
Yeah.
No,
I
it's-
want to know more about this place that we're going to, and hey, you're
Yeah.
right here.
Speaking of where you're going, Finn, you recognize partly because you see Luna hyper focusing in the distance, and you kind of look over.
Luna?
Hello.
Hello?
You do see what is a diplomat.
Love that.
A diplomat from Sacrifice. They frequent Leominster, not super frequently, but occasionally. Usually getting supplies or heading up to this place to get supplies, and has about a dozen or so of these little minions that are ready to pull this cart, and it's just sort of sitting on there with like a ledger, waiting expectantly on the cart at the edge of town, kind of looking inward towards town. Seems to be mostly looking towards where you all are going, where you see the sign for the Naga's Blades, which is this wrapped up snake holding up a pair of like large scimitars, and it does seem to be just observing, and then like looks around, and then kind of like starts writing some more.
Bad vibe. Just noticing like all of what's going on and kind of thinking, okay, this is probably what they're looking for, and then do I notice the direction that the person's looking?
Yeah, you
towards
can
where we're
see
headed?
that they're looking
Yeah.
up, kind of in your general
Yeah.
direction. Yeah.
And I kind of look at Finn and I go, "That's important, right?"
That is
Just-
someone that I know, not personally, but I've heard of them. This is from the same place that I'm from. Which seems like an awful strange coincidence to me, to be perfectly honest. Seems a little the vibes are off. For once, Finn gets the vibes are off.
And then I think Luna doesn't even form like a full sentence. She just goes, "Who?" And
Do I know
just,
the name of
that's
the?
it.
You probably wouldn't know.
Not
You
the
could.
name, but I know their face. Would that be
Right.
accurate to say or no?
Yeah,
Okay.
you'd say that it might not even actually recognize this individual. It would just sort of be the layered robes is very indicative of somebody coming up from sacrifice, and certainly the little minions are very very much their thing. There's always at least 3 or 4 of those like minions with anyone from sacrifice walking around, but doesn't seem to be, at least at first glance, doesn't seem to be studying you all, or even really hyper focused on one particular point. Just kind of keeps looking up in that general direction and then going back to like writing stuff.
So, are we going in there, or are we like sitting back and watching?
I don't see why we can't go in and then come back later.
A snake person
no.
slithers out of an alleyway and is like, "So you found the place?" And then slithers past all of you and enters
Luna
the
just
shop.
hisses.
Okay.
Just
Hi, hello. Where'd you come
Yeah.
from?
Hey, hi. We didn't even get to say hello. What happened to hello? How are you?
What if we weren't looking for this place? What if we were just on our way and you're like, so you
Found
found
it.
the place?
What?
So
Like,
you found it.
What?
But yeah, just
go on.
enters the store. Are you all just basically letting Greg watch the cart, and you all are heading into the shop, or what are you up to?
I mean, I still have
Yeah.
him in my head, so
Yeah,
if
yeah.
something happens, you can
Oh,
call
yeah.
out.
Oh yeah, Plan A. I got the cart.
Yeah.
Y'all got the adventure.
Aw, that's cute.
You enter in.
Right,
It is
that's
a sort of a cafe / magic item shop, is what it seems like. You can hear the pinging of an anvil, but several rooms back, like at the back of the building. They have that somewhere. And otherwise, you do see that same Yuan Ti woman kind of slither up to the counter at the shop with an older Yuan Ti woman standing at the register, kind of examining all of you as you enter. You also see at one of the 4 tables that has chairs where people are sipping on coffee. 2 of them are unoccupied. One's got a dwarf and a human kind of hanging out, and then there's a third one that has one of those minions with a satchel that's basically, even though it's tightened all the way up to just fit its torso, it's still basically dragging the ground if it was standing on the floor. But it's sitting up in the high chair, just kind of just waiting there. For Edmund, yeah.
Can I start ritual casting detect magic as we enter this place?
Sure. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, you just start working that through. It takes a good 10 minutes or so, but you just kind of stand off the side doing that while the others can do
and-
interactions.
While I do that, I was assuming this place was some kind of seedy back alley, illegal magic shop, whatever. This place is just like a tavern.
No, yeah,
Cafe.
the little cafe. It's actually really nice and fancy. But yeah, there is this
Why?
Cool.
What
I wasn't
is-
expecting
Yeah.
this at all.
That's why I thought it was gonna be an alleyway.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
feel
welcome to the
welcome.
Black Market, kid. This is cool.
The younger Yuan Ti lady who gave you all the flyers, I've brought new customers to browse our wares. And the older one's
so cute.
you have to work on your vibe, daughter.
I think
Hello.
that interaction
I thought it was
right
great.
there makes Luna
thought it was
relax a little
great.
bit. It's oh, okay.
Okay.
I picked up a bad vibe, but not because it was actually a bad vibe. It was
Yeah, yeah.
just an awkward vibe.
It's an awkward.
Understand.
There's an awkward teen handing out flyers as their
I
job.
love her.
Which is off-putting in any
my daughter.
situation. It
Sure.
doesn't matter
Yeah, yeah.
who it is.
Would you please come
Yeah.
try my parents'
No.
paninis? You know, there's no way for it to be like a very natural thing. But yeah, the older one's like,
Luna, like, told you.
yeah,
Just
please,
very quietly.
please step forward. I have some items you may be interested in perusing. Gestures above like the mantle, little wooden plaques have been like chisel carved with like with what they are kind of things. We have a magical lance for if you have any horseback riding friends. We have a javelin of thunderbolts that I am pretty proud of personally. There's simple magical daggers. Kind of gestures to like 3 different styles of magical dagger that are in the display case. And then, of course, we have chamomile tea and various pastries over here.
The chamomile tea is not magic. It just tastes really good.
It's not, yes. It can be if you want.
It's magical.
The taste itself is magic.
Yeah. Do I see any like long swords up on display?
You do, yeah. There's a simple magic longsword that is sheathed up on the wall. It says Rat Slayer on the plaque.
Rat Slayer. So I can assume this is meant to slay rats.
Oh, Rat Slayer's actually a misnomer. It should be Rat Maker. But the plaque was already made. My husband's not the most competent when it comes to letters or reading, but he wants to contribute, so he's in charge of the signs. Anyways, when you kill your foes with this magical longsword, they become rats instead of simply perishing.
Never mind, do
It
tell Germa.
When it was called Rat Slayer, I was like, don't tell Germa. And they're like, never mind, do tell Germa. It makes
So whoever wields this longsword, does that make them the Rat King?
It does. That actually the accompanying crown, and kind of pulls a rope and like it reveals like a crown that was like next to it, but like covered in a little bit of like banner to create a dramatic reveal. Pulls it up and it opens, and there is a crown, and pulls it down, and he goes, and this allows you to control the rats you've made by slaying them, making you the Rat King. And then puts the crown back up in its recess and pulls the flap down so that you can do the dramatic reveal again.
I like to imagine it's like the trashiest. It's like a Burger King crown, and then the sword is just made out of like cardboard.
No, it's very fancy. It seems like
it makes rats.
it's a steel longsword that's been enchanted, and seems like a golden crown that's set up.
Edmund, I will give you money to get this for yourself out of character. Please get it.
I want it.
Please get it.
How much is the Rat Maker?
The Rat Maker and the accompanying crown are going to cost you 700 gold pieces.
Absolutely not.
No!
I refuse.
Luna was all
Oh,
for
shit.
also contributing to this, so she could eat the rats. But then,
Free food.
but then her the price. I was like,
Look, if it's a choice between the mithril armor and the Rat Maker, I think the mithril armor just makes more sense, but the Rat Maker, I mean,
It's more
funny.
fun.
It's a funny.
It's funnier, yeah.
rats.
It's a meme. Do you want to live or do you want to make memes? Is the real question. we're asking here.
Thus is the question of
Yeah.
D&D.
It's the question of a generation, really.
That too.
The ultimate Gen Z.
The ultimate Gen Z vibe.
Ah, damn.
Yeah. But at that point, there is a bell from a back room, and you see somebody walk up, and it looks like it's a set of like half a dozen water skins that are handed over. They do look full, and there's a nod and a wave over, and you see the little like minion. Yeah, kind of like walks over, has to like climb up to get on top of the counter, and then opens up the like side satchel and like nods, and they like put the half dozen water satchels in there, and then hands it up, and then like gets ready to like hop off to like exit. Luna, yeah.
So part of the reason why we came in here and kind of what convinced Luna to just actually come in, besides the promise of some trinkets, was if Kent and Alum were gonna be in there.
Mm.
Can I do like an insight or like a perception check to
Yeah.
see?
Can I?
Yeah, passive perception even. They're not any of the people that are in here, unless they were polymorphed or something.
We could just ask you guys. You
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
have
you
to
just
vibe.
ask.
We could just ask them.
Don't have to roll.
Listen,
It's customer
Listen.
service reps.
Yeah,
I also just in general, if I would gain any other information, that's
Sure.
also part of why
Go
I
ahead.
ask.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an insight check.
I know you didn't ask for it, but I did roll perception
Mhm.
just to see, like, look around the room, and that was an 18, I believe.
Gotcha.
No, I keep getting them mixed up. That's a 20. That's a dirty
Gotcha.
20.
Cool. What we got for Luna?
I got a 3 on insight. That's
You look at the
I'll kill you.
the only other
it-
two like non-shop like owners, the people that are just like having their tea and some pastries, and you're almost sure that could definitely be them,
Yeah,
and
one of
they've
them is
like
your
changed their forms to like go incognito, and like you think it's this young like dwarf and human guys on like what you vibe as like a fifth date, but you're pretty sure it could be Kent and Alum in disguise. So you could spy on them or something to listen in on the conversation and
Oh,
really
no.
find out.
This is worse than Are You My Dad?
Luna 100%
Oh,
just
no.
like slinks off a little bit onto the side to kind of like watch what's going on.
Right. Yeah, you kind of
If I-
slink up to like listen in on the conversation a little bit. Edmund, you do spot that there's this little minion is like hopping off the counter. You do notice that the side satchel doesn't change its shape at all with the extra stuff shoved in it, and it should have. So you suspect there is a magical nature to the satchel.
This creature has his own sack of sacks.
Yeah, it looks like an actually magical one. But starts
Oh,
walking, grabs.
That's
There's a little
that's
lever meant for like gnomes to like activate the door handle without having to reach way up to like grab it. But can reach that lever and opens the door and is exiting out. You can see on a 20. The person in the cart like looks up from their book and sees that minion approaching and immediately just puts away their little journal or whatever they're writing in, and like pulls down like a ramp for the thing to be able to walk up into the cart, and starts saying something over to the other minions.
Is there any reason we would want to speak to this fellow, or do we like have all the information we need? Because like we know they're on their way to. Well, I guess we can ask like, hey, have you seen a sprite and the human like pass through?
Finn was gonna ask the shopkeep, like, hey, there's these people that we know. Have you seen people looking like this?
I think
It's
I don't
friendly.
want to like. I don't want to like disperse too far, but like you can ask the shopkeep. I'll ask this gentleman outside, and then Luna
Sure,
can keep
dividing
doing
hunger.
whatever she's
And
doing.
I will keep listening to the
Divided.
conversation of the fifth date.
Yes. So
Luna,
Luna,
like,
Very
I'm gonna say Luna, give me a perception check, and we'll go into the Finn scene.
Cool.
So you ask the shopkeep, and it's like, yes, indeed, I've seen a sprite riding the shoulder of a human man about a day ago. Came in and got some block tea. Was going on the road, it seemed, and was inquiring as to one of our other side businesses. We make a magical device that allows for the supplementation of your water supply for when you are entering deserts or the frigid northern strip that goes through. A magical device to create liquid water so everyone can drink as they pass through those areas. It's very popular.
I got a 17 on that perception check.
Nice. You hear two guys saying back and forth of yeah. So just in the future, if you have a criticism of something I'm doing, I'd rather you pull me aside. Make sure not to do that like in front of other people. And the other guy's like, oh, absolutely. I'm so sorry. I will yeah, I'll keep that in mind. It's just something I guess I just grew up doing it, in each other's faces, sort of a thing for my family and all that. But yeah, I'll definitely keep that in mind. That's totally valid. How's the tea? And I was like, oh, mine's great. I used the sugar instead of the honey. How's the honey? And he's like, oh yeah, it's got a little note on it. I wonder where they get the honey from. And it's just sort of it's a very casual understanding, like fifth date kind of scenario going on.
Luna's
That's
leaning in
sweet.
closer and closer, like
Yeah,
without
keeps
realizing
leaning in.
it.
At one point, Luna, hears I think this cat lady's listening to us, and be like, yeah, just let her. I think she's from out of town. It's fine. It's whatever.
At that moment, Luna just leaves, just doesn't
Yeah.
even acknowledge. Just okay.
Just
well,
gets up and leaves.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, back on Finn, there's yes, I believe they were heading southward.
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Also, I was just curious. I mean, Finn will also look around to see if there's an answer to his question. Are there any like books in here?
You don't see any other than, or wait, no, you would see there's 2 or 3 at every table. Looks like
Okay.
different ones. You can kind of see at a distance different cover colors and sizes and all that. Looks like there's reading material that's like left behind.
But nothing like to buy. For some reason, I was getting like bookshop vibes, but
It sort of got that vibe,
Barnes
but
and Noble.
it seems like a bring a book, leave a or take a book, leave a book kind of thing going on.
Oh, sweet.
And it's you take a quick look, and there's like a trashy romance novel, and then like an accounting of different swamp fauna, and then like somebody just stuffed their journal in there, but it looks like it's a complete journal. It's like gotten written all the way through. And that's at the first
interesting.
table.
I'd take that.
And there's like a certain random assortment. So if like it's one of those, you see a little placard on there that says take a book, leave a book, all hail the stories of travelers.
I think I like start to ask a question, and then I go, "Never mind. I just answered my own question. Thank you so much." I'm gonna take. I actually did. Full disclosure, I did in fact use some of my money to buy a book because I didn't have it already.
Yeah.
So Finn is gonna take out the book that he owns,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is. I'm gonna say it's like a fucking. I'm gonna go Kristen Applebee's on. Oh, it's a world religions book, but
Nice.
it's very like world religions for dummies type thing, where it's very basic level. It's not like how people actually do it. It's just like people who follow Luna are opposed to people who follow Shar or whatever. It's like basic
Right.
stuff like that. So Finn just takes that out, his world religions book. I'm gonna swap it for the trashy romance. Because I mean, look, I want to. Okay, I'm just like educating people. Also, I want to read this
That-
trashy romance.
Nice.
And
that
that's all
book
I
is
do.
going to open up Finn's mind to so many different things.
Finn Finn is finding his way to Wattpad as we speak.
Question: does Finn flip through it at all? Just like initially.
I think I will return to the party before I start flipping through it.
Oh, okay. Everyone pretty much is, especially as Luna ditches that very awkward scenario and kind of catches up with Edmund. You kind of catch up with Luna, head in that same direction. Edmund, you catch up. You're quite a bit faster than the minion. It's probably got like a 20-foot walking speed.
Okay.
And it's like, and then it's like, so you can catch up or even overtake it by the time it would get to this like diplomat. But the diplomat sees you coming because you're walking straight towards them for like 100 feet.
Yeah. Hi, hello.
Greetings.
Just very. I'm literally just staring at the homunculus. I'm like, I've never seen something like that before.
Oh, our fine workers. Yes. Did you have a question?
Not at the moment. Not about these creatures in particular. Have you? My friend tells me that you happen to be someone who works at Sacrifice or has some kind of connection to that place?
I've been tasked with the diplomatic envoys for sacrifice for this period of time. Yes,
I see.
we trade off every fortnight or so who can go out into the world and take care of various trade and diplomacy items.
I see. I understand. By any chance, have you seen a human and a sprite pass through together?
I did indeed. On the road on my way up, I saw some heading down that way. We had a nice little chat. Looks like they are looking to hire some of our fine workers to help with some sort of task distributing letters to a city. We have our specialized flying servants who can take care of that sort of thing, which is what I recommended, was heading in and hiring a squadron of them.
I see.
And they continued on their way. I was heading the opposite direction, so it's not like I could offer a ride, but yes.
Good. Is there any chance that they can not do that?
Sorry? I'm not in charge of what they do.
I know, I understand that. It's just they're friends of ours. I see Luna and Finn coming up to me like they're
Right.
friends of ours. It's very, very important that they do not distribute what they're trying to distribute. It could put their lives at risk.
Oh, well, that would be very unfortunate for their lives. I would encourage you to head them off and convince them to take other actions.
That's what we were planning on doing. Thank you. I just wanted to keep pace.
Very good.
Great.
You kind of
This
hear
was
a
fun interaction.
you hear a collective and goes, well, we're ready to depart. So let's see. Oh, there we are. And you see the other one, yeah, and like go up the ramp and hop in. Kind of grabs the ramp and folds it up to go back into the wagon. And he's like, well, I'll be departing shortly. If you all are heading to sacrifice, then feel free to speak with our local leaders when you get down there and establish whatever it is you wish to be doing in particular.
Are you heading back to sacrifice at this moment?
I am.
I don't want to ask before I don't want to ask if there's no possibility, but can that cart seat like 4 more people?
It could. I'm not going to have it do that, as I also have supplies and things I'm taking along. So,
Right, I was asking Jeff, not this person.
Oh.
But
Oh, gotcha.
In the world.
Looking at it, he's got crates, like full crate. His wagon's full. There's space for him to like lay down. But otherwise,
he's not gonna.
Yeah.
Then Edmund won't ask.
I gotcha.
But cool. Okay. No, thank you for the information.
No worries.
Hopefully we'll see you there. We happen to be on our way there as well.
Oh, excellent. What are you driving your wagon with, or are you on foot?
We have a wagon.
Oh, very good.
Is a wagon like within
Yeah, it's-
eye shot?
It was when I
Is
said, yeah,
Greg within eye shot?
over there.
Look, Greg.
He looks over, goes,
Yeah,
well,
can I wave to Greg?
yeah. And Greg, a floppy, like, weird tentacle pseudopod arm, kind of waving back. There's a,
What have we
well,
done?
we're going to have an awkward set of interactions for the next half a week or so, as you'll be overtaking me and I'll be overtaking you several times over. So your propulsion is much faster than mine, but mine doesn't rest. So I'll be moving at a steady pace there throughout the night and onward until we
I don't
arrive.
think ours needs to rest either.
Donkeys almost
No,
certainly
we have
need to
donkeys.
rest.
I'm,
Yes.
talking,
We
I'm
do.
thinking about Greg. Sorry.
We do.
Great. Hope
Well-
to see you there.
I look forward to several more awkward interactions as we make our way to the city.
Great.
Hey,
And
dumb
I guess
question.
Mhm.
Can you, with the not needing to rest,
Mhm.
if you said what was pulling this cart, I totally spaced. What's pulling?
They're these
The
weird
diplomat
little,
part.
like,
Oh, the little guys, right?
the little guys, yeah.
Okay, the minions don't rest. That is interesting. I'll write that down.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like they're capable of acting on their own, right? Like they don't have sentience, do they?
You haven't seen enough to make a determination, but the one that was at the magic shop was seemed relatively capable of at least executing tasks. Of like, once the order came up, recognized that that's what was happening, got up of its own accord, collected it, and then left. So it wasn't operating under one task at a time directions, at least. As far as full sentience, you'd have to try to talk to him. Finn, yeah.
Can I pour a shot of? Can I hold it down and pour a shot of Greg down the stove?
Drink this.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
gonna do that.
I've seen them before. Could I,
Yeah.
with seeing my companion sort of like checking them out, could I
Yeah.
roll to
As you walk up, make like an insight check. Yeah.
guidance myself? Okay. Oh, I rolled max guidance. Okay, 16 plus. Oh, plus. Oh, I forgot I'm proficient. Why is Finn proficient in insight? He's so dumb. 19. 19 insight.
19's pretty high. You would probably call them like semi-sentient. They only act under like directions, but those directions can be very vague, and they will just complete tasks as best they can. But they seem like relatively functionally, if you took like a human sentience but removed any like ambitions or any like desire for like its or any ego about its own like desires or anything, if it purely existed just to be in service and was completely neutral feeling about that scenario, you'd have these little guys who just, you could go tell them to go build a bridge and they'd start cutting down trees.
Yeah. So is it like, I don't know if this is another check, but are they like inorganic or are they organic?
It seems like a combination of the two. So you don't
Yeah, I'm
see
thinking Warforged for some reason. Tiny little Warforged.
something like that.
Okay.
They do seem fleshy. It's just you don't see them as like does their own like breeding and has their own society kind of thing. They seem purely under the direction of the members of Sacrifice.
Cool, we can go. I was just like looking at him for a second. I'm like, okay, we can go to the others. It's fun to see him.
There is sort of there is a pause, like the interaction's done, you all have gathered up, and like they have no reason not to leave, but they are still just like sitting there. And then after another minute or two, you see like a more like elderly elf woman walking up, being kind of guided by another one of these little minions, and she has like a blindfold on, and seems to only have one of her hands, and is using that on a cane, and then her other side is being guided by one of the minions. He goes, "Oh, hello, mother," and they like gets her up into the wagon, and they seem to like be having a conversation, and she's nodding and things, and then a little bag she like reaches into and starts like eating like a pastry that she's apparently picked up at some point.
I mean, I think at this point, like where we've done all we can with this person, I think we should just back off and head on our way.
Yeah.
We leave.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
Y'all get out of there. You get back to your wagon, and you kind of awkwardly, they then start to leave, but it's time for you all to get going as well. Unless you have something else you want to do in the village.
No, it was
We're good.
it was a Naga shop, and then it was the fellow with the monkey lie, and I don't think there's anything else besides like provisions and stuff, but we're stocked up.
Yeah, y'all are pretty
We're
stocked
good.
up.
Okay, then we'll head off as well. We are stocked up, right? Like even if we don't have rations, she can just.
We have a
Am I
Luna.
pointing?
Right.
Am I pointing at her?
So
Yeah, you have Luna. Luna's
pointing to me. No, I don't know. I have no idea. On my screen, you're pointing to Jeff, but that's
Oh,
Same.
man. Okay, because on my screen it's you, and then it's Luna, and then it's Jeff.
on my screen. It's you, Jeff, Luna.
Oh.
Right. Anyways, so yeah, you all have that awkward moment of you're geared up, you got everything you need, got like a barrel of water, and some food provisions, and then Luna there to like supplement as possible through walking through a desert. It's always like when you get to the desert. But yeah, you get to start moving. You're quite a bit faster than the wagon being pulled by all these little guys. Um, but yeah, it is the first time that the other two are like kind of pulling up onto this other wagon, and you all are kind of like traveling parallel for a minute. If like Luna has a weird question or anything.
I do think, I don't know how often we'll be like coming up against each other, but like every time that does happen, I think Edmund's gonna be like, "Hey there, do you need anything? Rations, water? Just nothing bad happened."
Yeah. It's only been It's only been a few minutes, but yeah, you all get a glimpse of the older woman who's has like some guy like a. It's not just straight like bandages over the eyes. It's like it seems like it is a like a soft cloth kind of thing that's been set up, and she's dressed fairly well, and
Nice.
is just there like stacking on her things and talking to her apparently her son every so often.
Is she like a former adventurer of some kind? Can I roll to see?
Like insight
'Cause I
on
mean
it.
the
Yeah.
the hand, the
What's her
Hand and the
name?
eyes. Yeah.
I don't even have their
Yeah.
names. Excuse me. Sorry.
22.
22. You get 0 sense of adventuring. You have seen older women who were like former adventurers, and there's a vibe of like they're battle hardened, and then they got injured, and then they have to be working some like cushy job because that's where they're at now. There's none of that. This is someone who has probably worked very little their whole life and is continuing to not work at all. But has some kind of series of injuries.
He's the 1%.
Yeah, fully 1%. Yeah,
She
I would say Finn's aware. Finn's never met anyone from Sacrifice who doesn't feel like they're part of the 1%.
It's Medina in
Yeah.
Washington, basically.
Oh my
Because Bill
gosh.
Gates lives there, and now all the houseworks are super high. Because
Right.
it's like, oh, live in the same neighborhood as Bill Gates.
Mhm.
is it
$1 billion
some kind
for a
of, like-
one-bedroom home.
Oof.
Is it some kind of like? Can I infer like a monster attack maybe, or
No. Well, there's no other
Wait.
like mangling or anything that you can read. The cane, you got the vibe of just kind of being on the elderly side.
yeah? Oh, that makes
no.
sense.
Yeah.
It's not. Sorry, crack theory.
Mm.
It's not the same thing that happened with the. There's a bug in my room. Sorry. It's not the same thing that happened to the guards at the tower, was it? Or am I-
No, not even a little bit.
No?
No, the guards
Okay.
all had like split lips and like dirty hair, like
Okay.
they'd been in a fight, and haven't had a
Okay.
chance to clean themselves or mend their armor since the last time they got in like a brawl of some kind.
I really thought I was onto something there. Never mind. Continue. I was like, I've got fucking Charlie Day with
No,
the.
yeah. Seems like seems well treated also, so it's not like
Yeah.
a monster slashed out her eyes and then it got like rapidly bandaged or even magically healed. It just seems like they're just not there anymore.
How?
Can I just
Okay,
like ask their names? Because we're right next to them. Can I like poke my head out and be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, hello there. I don't believe well,
We haven't formally introduced each other.
introduce yourselves. Thank you."
The older lady kind of perks up to like almost cutting off the son, and he's like, "Oh, hello! It's so nice to meet young people on the road. I'm Berhita. This is my little Benny."
Can you please spell that for me?
Berhita?
Berhita is
Berhita.
Berhita,
Berhita. Huh.
and she calls the son Benny, Beni. He goes, "It's short for nobody cares, Benny." Yes. So
No,
I care.
I care.
I care.
no, you'll call him Benny. That's my decision, and I get to choose because I'm in my final years. So everyone calls him Benny.
Oh,
Benny's like, "Yes, mother.
Oh no.
You can call me
my-
Berhita."
My opinion of Benny just flipped.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
poor
But yeah,
Benny.
Berhita's like, I bet you're all just wonderfully beautiful young adventuring types. So
Well,
great.
thank you.
That one in particular, I bet is gorgeous. Benny, you're single. And it's just like, no, mother, they are outsiders. And it's like, your father didn't care that he was an outsider. It's like, I know, mother. He proved himself, though, didn't he? And it's like, very well. Well,
Is this why you DM'd us how old our characters were?
Huh?
Is this why you DM'd me and Arya how old our characters were?
Find out how old you would
Simply
sound
just to set
to
Benny
the
up.
blind
Make
lady.
sure
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
okay to flirt
A
with
random sampling of like, I wonder how old some of these people are.
them.
Yeah.
It's like, that would have been really funny.
Yeah.
Can I flirt with this character now? But it's
Well,
funny for the
are you all heading towards sacrifice? Are you looking to make a sacrifice, or are you looking for some kind of like assistance, or are you? You know what? None of this is my business. I'm retired. Kind of the one hand she has left kind of like snaps a few times, and the little servant like walks over to the bag of pastries and grabs a cookie out and like hands it to her, and grabs it and takes a bite.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Cookies.
Well,
Luna. It's like, like, don't. Whatever you think you're doing, don't. Just like side eyes you.
if they Benny's is one of those like, mother, we'll see them on the road a few times. They have donkeys at the front of their cart, so they'll be overtaking us shortly, and we'll probably see them during the night as we pass by. And he goes, well, very well. Well, if I see you when we stop for tea, come have some tea.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Bye.
Here's ourselves. Hold on. Hi, I'm Finn.
Hello, Finn. Are
Nice
you
to meet
a
you.
fish person?
Am I what? Sorry, say
Are you a fish person? You a sea elf or a triton or?
Oh, because of my skin. Oh. No, I'm an
Great name.
Aasimar.
I can't see you, dear. So if
Oh, okay.
I'm going off the name alone.
Oh. No, it's actually it's a family name, but no, I'm. Well,
Family.
it's Finn with a Y, so that would be a little on the nose if I were a Mer or a Triton or something. But no, Finn, Fynn, Finn.
Oh, okay. Very good, very good. It's a wonderful name. It sounds like something. I feel like I've heard that before. Maybe not. Anyways.
It is a lovely name, by the way.
Well, thank you. You had a question, I think, before this whole interaction got off the rails,
Oh, me?
didn't you?
I mean, we don't have to get into that right now. Maybe next time we catch up.
Next time at
I don't
tea.
think we're about to overtake you.
Fair enough.
My name is Edmund Gloucester, by the way. I feel like I
Yeah.
owe you that much of.
Who makes masks?
Edmund, all right. Where's
And then-
masks? Okay.
And I just go, the
Yes, I
very
am,
beautiful one, my name is Luna.
Of course it is. That's perfectly appropriate. Benny,
Edmund, Finn, and Luna.
Benny, her name's Luna. He goes like,
The fact
I'm
that this
getting-
woman
I'm
is
getting
pimping out her
secondhand-
son
Yeah,
is
yeah.
hilarious.
Mother, she's a tabaxi, and she's just one of those like, oh,
Glenn?
sorry, I do want grandchildren here momentarily. So, best of luck to you.
Momentarily.
See you soon. We'll have the tea ready. Have the tea ready. It kind of like he kind of barks out of the little servant who like puts the bag of cookies down and goes opens up a little chest and like starts pulling out like a tea set, like a for the road tea set. Benny like talks back. It's gonna be hours before we stop for tea. It goes like nods and like putting the stuff back away in the bag.
And I guess we just head
Yeah,
on.
you all overtake them. You can see them behind you, but you're just heading up the road, and there are. It looks like a series of spears every like 60 feet or so are planted into the ground, kind of marking out the road. As it goes from day into dusk, as the light starts to fade, you notice the torches that may have been lit the whole time, just not visible during the day, start to shed light out onto the road, making it so it's either bright or dim light pretty much all of the way up the road and as far as you can see ahead. making it so you could just travel at night with no real issues.
Cool, they really
Fantastic.
thought ahead with this place.
Hell yeah.
You move up a little
Someone
ways
put it out.
till it's about appropriate to like just stop and make camp, which is usually right when it starts hitting nightfall, but you're able to press on a little bit into the night. But sure enough, you all kind of stop, get out your like gear to rest for the evening. It's pretty clear skies. You've gotten past the cold of the Arctic strip that goes through the region, and then you all have a little fire going, and sure enough, into the night you start hearing a wagon approaching, and then several hours behind you at the time, the wagon kind of is coming up, and there's a snoring woman in the back.
Oh,
And Benny kind of like looks over and gives a wave. Goes, Mother insisted we mention tea tomorrow whenever you overtake us. We'll see you then. Kind of turns to the little servant and goes, "You're driving now," and slides himself down to where he's gonna rest, and the little servant kind of pulls up and grabs the reins to like like there's sort of reins, but they just like go down to like the sticks that like they're like pushing on, and it's just like the call back from the other dozen that are just like
I don't like them very much.
What intriguing creatures.
they are weird little guys.
It's just little guys. I love them.
Yeah, but they overtake you all, and you all get to like get your evening's rest.
Cool.
You all get a chance to rest for the evening, and then kind of pack up your gear, hit the road again. It's several hours trek before you see the cart ahead of you a ways. Yeah,
Masks.
masks.
Can I paint?
Yes. Downtime for masks.
Yes.
Make a painter's tools check. We're gonna
Both
say
masks.
dexterity and proficiency.
That's going to be a 15. No, I'm sorry. 13 plus 1 plus proficiency. Yeah, 13.
13. 13 is a fine job. Whose are you getting painted for the evening?
I think
believe,
Finn's is the only one done.
Well, I also need to paint Greg's mask, but he seems fine just having to blank.
Yeah.
A normal
I
human
forgot
man.
about
I
that.
am a human man.
I blocked out
Totally
the
without a
human
mask,
man
he's a real
face
life.
mask. I blocked that out from my memory.
Yeah,
Normal
yeah.
human man.
I was rewatching Auntie Donna's House of Fun on Netflix. Is a great absurdist comedy. But like first episode, they have the dishwasher gains sentience and starts complaining about their share of the rent, and so they throw it out. And then they're looking for a new roommate, and one of the applicants is human man, and it's the dishwasher with like googly eyes and a mustache. And it's like,
my favorite
Tis Greg.
comedy trope is just robots or aliens just barely pretending to be humans, and
Yeah.
it works.
yeah.
Human man.
My name is Human Man.
You man.
My name is
you man.
Who's called a fully human character? I almost called him human, and everyone's gonna think he's an alien though. And I didn't, but I kind of wish I had.
Right.
Hugh
What's,
Zimmer.
I remember seeing a comic of like a little alien dude, and the guy comes up to him and he's like, "Hey, what's your name?" And the alien's like, and he sees like Jackson Street, and then he sees like Smith Boulevard, and he's like, "Bleep lorp."
Bleep harp, yeah. That's great.
Great Boulevard. It's like how Ford Prefect for the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy names himself after a car, because
Yeah.
that was like the most like well-known thing, and it's like he had no idea it
Yeah.
was a car.
I think
Still the funniest name.
I think the unfortunately Family Guy may have had the best iteration of that joke where it's it's Peter Griffin looking around and he sees like Griffin, Peter Griffin, damn it. And it's just like it's all like peas and like something that made Smith
You know,
Tur
Rocket
and
Man
Griffin.
too.
Huh?
Like when Rocket Man, the way that they
Yeah.
do Elton John coming up with stage name. Elton sees a picture of the Beatles and is just like John. So stupid.
Yeah.
I love that movie. That movie's genuinely really good.
Yeah.
That part is so stupid. It's great though.
Right. But yes, you all ride up on them. They one of the servants on the back is like, it seems like it sees you and like walks up to the front, and then it pulls over. And a couple of them come off of the front and then start setting up like a tea area with like little pop-up chairs and everything. And there's like,
How sweet.
it's a good half dozen like chairs that are like set up with a little low table, very much camping gear style, but and that it just like unfolds and is like sitting there. And tea starts getting brewed as you all approach. And the Berhita starts like stepping down the steps and with some help of one of the little servants gets into her chair, and it's like looking kind of the wrong direction from where you all are, does a little like, hello, come pull up a seat.
You're
Thank you.
too kind, man. Thank you so much.
Oh
Thank you
yes,
very, very much.
no use for all this luxury without the chance to share it, so please
I hope it doesn't poison us. Anyway,
Uh,
go on.
tell me,
She has a reason to, but
are any of you looking to settle down with a rich nobleman in a spot of privilege in a distant desert township?
that is oddly specific, ma'am. You know,
Yeah,
I'm
where's Benny at the moment?
Betty's like Betty's helping like direct the servants on like which things to bring down and like bringing down the tea and all that, and like so it's like, no, not you, the other one. Yes. You yes, shave the flake, get the water boiling, you know, make the tea. And he goes kind of waddles up and starts like putting shavings into the pot and getting a little fire going. He goes, yes, mother. I have yet to find someone to settle down with, but don't worry, I can handle it. Anyways, please enjoy the tea, everyone. Kit grabs his own cup and just like almost like instead of like a delicate tea, just grabs it like a mug and just like walks like he's got to stretch his back, but clearly just doesn't want to be sitting at the table at the moment. And she's like, so tell me, what's your big adventure you're on? I've heard stories of angels hunting down demons of the sea, and there was a book I read of it was a half orc gentleman was fighting a dragon with his bare hands. He was a shapeshifter, you see, and he could turn his hands into the claws of a bear and use them to strike at his enemies, and used his bare hands to fight throughout the land. What was that? I forget what that one was called. It was the right to bear arms. That's what it was. I remember it well. I don't read much anymore. So, what can I assist?
God damn it, Jen.
I hate that so much. I
Love
love
it,
and hate that at
but
the
I hate
exact
it.
same
The
time.
love and hate of
I hate it.
the right to bear arms. It could not be more clear.
I mean, I've also been doing some reading, but I don't know that I want to share what I'm reading.
Oh, something.
I was reading a trashy romance novel last
Well, oh, you didn't mention that you'd read it. Give me an
night.
investigation
I did.
check.
I put it in chat, but I didn't alert you
Oh,
to
I
that
gotcha,
fact,
gotcha.
but I did start reading.
Make an investigation check for me.
Oh no. Is Ben gonna understand what's happening? Okay.
That's the
rolled-
worry.
Okay.
That's the worry.
I'm actually proficient in investigation, but that's only oh, hold on. 15.
So we know he's proficient in insight and investigation.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's probably it.
15 is
and Arcana. And
And
religion.
Arcana.
15's
There we go.
luckily the difficulty class. As you get a few pages into this romance novel, which is
What?
well, so it goes through the story, which starts out fine, but it goes something along the lines of there was a boy and he was out of school and he saw a girl in his class that also went to his cafeteria, and then also they had the final class of the day together, and then they met each other for smoochings and the coitus, and it was just like really weirdly written. And after a certain point, the text just starts to like this, as you interact with the text as you turn pages, it just starts to shimmer and fade away. and you realize it's like an illusionary script that's been put through this book to hide its contents.
Okay.
What you actually have is a spell book. This looks like a wizard's
Oh shit.
spell book
What?
disguised disguised as like a romance novel.
In it.
It's
What's
got
It's got about me, but
yeah, it's got Burning Hands, Expeditious Retreat, Jump, Shield, Silent Image, Thunderwave, Cloud of Daggers, Crown of Madness, Skywrite, Erupting Earth, and Summon Fae
Good Lord.
are the spells that are detailed out in it. In common.
you're gonna have to make me a list because I did not write that down.
That's what it is.
I was like,
That's what recordings are for.
Yeah.
yes, I will go back and watch this.
I would copy and paste it, yeah.
But I think Finn is pretending like it's still the Jashir romance.
yeah.
He's like, well, but I did do some light reading.
Mm. I don't get to
Oh
read.
yeah, the romance.
I like to say my true sacrifice was my ability to read, and that was my contribution. And
So when you, I don't mean to interrupt, ma'am. When
Mm.
you say to make a sacrifice at sacrifice,
Mm.
can you elaborate on that, please?
Well, kind of gestures with her arm that's missing a hand, and gestures over to the servant that is like, the bug-eyed weird little guy, that comes over to like hand her a cookie. Thank you. My left hand, everyone.
Okay.
Cool.
You know, I had figured as much, but I didn't want to quite make the assumption yet.
Yes, you come, you make a sacrifice at the tower, and gain a servant that will serve you and yours in perpetuity. So, we've got, let's see, Benny, is great Uncle Harold's sacrifices with us? And kind of like picks out 3, and they like kind of awkwardly like walk over. As these were from my great uncle, still serving the family faithfully. You're back to your tasks. Like walk off. You're getting the vibe that they have some way of sacrificing their own like limbs
parts.
and body parts to something that then creates homunculuses that then serve them, and they're like
Interesting.
family.
That's
Well, Finn.
quite fascinating.
Our family is
so-
at how many, Benny? How many how many of assistants do we have? Benny goes, north of 300 at this point, Mother. I'm keeping this hand because I still need my cookies.
None of these people have fingers. That's cool.
That's
Oh,
a mess.
well, Finn's
Edmund
wondering.
doesn't say that.
Yeah, no, Finn will kind of speak up and be like, does it have to be like a body part, or is it like your ability to draw, or like
No,
what can it be?
you don't. I've never seen anyone put a concept into the cauldron before. But you're welcome to try.
Oh, into a cauldron. Okay, well that answers.
Well,
my question.
actually, I speak too soon. Some people go up the tower and come back without like. There was someone who went up and then came back and had lost their ability to improvise. So
Oh no.
yeah.
That was me. Sorry, guys.
Yes, and
Yes, and yes,
No.
or
Yes, and no, but
Or?
no but.
No, not even no, but it's just they put something in front of me.
They
I'm
put-
like, no.
yeah.
done here.
Let's go. No,
no, we're not in space. What are you talking about?
yeah. We're on a
the
stage though.
in front
Yeah,
of-
Luna. Yes.
I was literally just because this is what I would want. Luna wants to ask for a cookie.
Mm.
Is it okay if I also have a cookie? They look delicious.
Oh yes, I've got many. He goes, please. It's tea. Everyone should have a cookie. And one of the
I'll take a
servants.
cookie.
One of the servants starts like putting out like a cookie for everyone.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's some like Fae
Yes.
custom to like not take until it's offered. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Please go
Alright.
ahead.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. You can
What's
smell.
our saving throw?
You can smell it. It's like lemon ginger with a little lavender.
Ooh.
Nice.
That sounds delicious.
Interesting.
Cookies.
But back to the conversation at hand.
Mhm.
Mouthful of cookie. Just
Mhm.
so is the only way to get a servant is to sacrifice something?
Or inherit one, yes. That's been our line. Kind of, we have our servants that we use for our dealings and businesses and whatnot. And we've been quite prosperous, as you can imagine. They don't sleep or have opinions of their own. Really, they just execute whatever they're asked of to the best of their abilities. In perpetuity. We're also quite impervious to assault. As you can imagine, there's a few thousand that all have crossbows at the ready. Not much can fly in and destroy us when it's 1,000 crossbow bolts flying up at them.
I'm sorry, I thought you said it was around 300.
No, our family has around 300. Yes, we are of moderate means.
Right.
This is the real 300. It's not a bunch of Spartans. It's these
Oh my gosh.
These little like, Sparta, Sparta! Oh
Oh,
my!
there was
Two
Sparta at the
foot
sun.
tall.
Yeah, old 2 foot tall.
This is Sparta.
Yeah.
Sorry. Not to derail. That image is funny. So funny to me.
Yeah.
Finn would like to butt in because I do want to ask that question. Finn will just kind of like lean forward and say, "If you don't mind, ma'am, I'm actually from Lyminster originally, but I was sort of traveling and I ran into this lovely group of folks. I was wondering if you could. Well, okay. I haven't seen them in a little bit, but I was wondering if you've seen either Caitlin or Carl Goldenrod. You know those like priests at that one temple?
Right,
Oh!
names down immediately.
Yes. The goldenrods, yes. I recall, because it was just the Aasimar man for a good many decades, and then the tiefling woman joined their congregation and took a position of leadership. I remember that.
Yes.
That's about all I've concerned myself with knowing about the interworkings of Lyminster. We mostly just trade and let them go about their business. They let us go about our business.
Nothing weird about him or anything?
Oh, you're asking my personal opinion of high-ranking officials on a trade partner, I'm going to have to decline.
I mean, we're off the record, man, but...
We're off the record.
It's not you as a diplomat, this is just person to person.
We aren't
comfortable
officials by
there.
any means.
Make a
No, we're
make
not,
a
yeah.
I'm gonna say make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I
I'm a nice
give him
person.
the help?
Can I give the help actually?
Yeah, I was gonna say
You're kind of helping, like,
Really?
yeah, come on, it's fine. Yeah.
we'll butter up and be like, man, this
Thank
tea
you.
is phenomenal. by
These
the way."
cookies are amazing. Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Absolutely exquisite.
Excellent. Good thing I rolled with
Mhm.
advantage. The other one was okay. 15 plus. This is with guidance, by the way.
Yeah.
Is 18.
18. Let me see if you can beat her by 10 exactly.
Bet.
Well, I'll clue you into something that's not well known. The city was relatively lax about its monotheism for quite a while. And then when the lady of that house arrived, it marked quite a turn for the city. The previous leadership was driven out due to a fresh zealousness sparked by her inspiration. Things were not always the way they were. There was, of course, always a solid worship for their deity. It was the city's primary deity. It was only when she took over things really narrowed to only focus and only accept any speaking of that deity. Forgive me, I don't I don't concern myself much with the gods. So I haven't kept track of which one was theirs in particular. But
Some god of light or sun or something. I don't know.
something, yes.
I just kept my head down when I was there.
Deep in the desert, we don't worship the sun so much as work with it.
No, right. It's like worshiping air. It's like, why would you worship the air?
Exactly. But that's one thing I'm aware of, is a distinct change in the attitude of the city and its dealings. Became a bit more isolationist to keep any new influence from being dealt to the city. And some people left at that time to not be caught up in that kind of attitude. But yes, she showed up with almost a darkness when she came, and it was like someone trying to prove their light in expunging anything they saw as darkness from the area to prove themselves valorous. And that's why we don't... It's probably the main reason in the last few decades we've not had deep interactions with the city. We stay on the outskirts, we make our trades, we go about our day, but entering fully might not be advantageous for our mutual coexistence.
I would agree with that assessment. Thank you. I know that was oddly specific, but thank you.
Oh yes, that's somewhat well known in my circles. Edmund, yeah.
Finn has never introduced himself with his last name, right?
Nope. I don't think so.
Cool, just checking.
Yeah.
Just making sure. Don't wipe that smug look off your face.
I will say, like, during this entire
Sorry, what?
interaction, Luna has, like, looked back and forth between Finn
Oh,
and, Berhita?
Mm-hmm.
Does that?
Berhita.
Yeah.
Verita.
The fifth member of ABBA, I said in chat.
Where does
Just,
she go?
like-
Is it Baba? Is it Abab?
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Ababa. Ababa.
But just looking back and forth, just trying, like, basically drinking in all the information, but also, like, the curiosity of why. Yeah, but also the curiosity of why is this being asked? I'm not gonna complain, but why?
It's not gonna tell you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm not gonna like question it right now. It's just a thought. It's like constantly going through her head right now.
I think Edmund is kind of... he just has a passing thought of, like, for someone who enjoys keeping secrets, he sure does like almost letting them loose.
That's fair.
Oh, almost had that one.
Mm-hmm. I would.
I'm not proficient in deception.
I would
I will
say,
that.
as Luna is like very much studying this conversation, go ahead and give me an investigation check for Luna. Let's see if Luna can put something together.
Do I have to roll?
Yay.
No,
not
it wouldn't be
allowed.
something
You
you
might
would
not
roll.
have to.
Okay.
That is a there's a 2 on the die with a -1 to intelligence.
Yeah.
So that is
A dirty one.
a dirty one.
Dirty one.
Dude,
Yeah, you're just sort of looking back and forth, and at a certain point, you forgot why you're doing it. You like lost about half the conversation,
Yeah, that
and
tracks.
you're
That tracks.
thanks to me though. Active listening
That
forgets
tracks.
to listen.
yeah.
So clearly, this trashy romance novel has something to do with everything. It's all
Exactly.
connected.
It's all
She's the
connected.
secret author of this trashy romance. It's her
So, on. At some
Yeah.
point, like if we were in the wagon and Finn was reading the trashy novel, like for sure Luna would have gone up and be like, "Oh, what you reading?" Like 100%, just out of curiosity, not to invade space, just like, "Ooh, what's that?"
If Finn were less sheltered, he would make a joke about burning hands of desire, but Finn
I
can't.
think I think it's the full title on the front of it is a touch of tiefling burning hands of desire.
Okay, that's funny.
I hate that.
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm writing that down.
yeah,
That's what I should write down.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
the important lore. Actually, no, I did write the lore down. But
yeah. I'll leave you to write the actual book.
I come back next week with like 50,000 words.
yeah.
I failed NaNoWriMo this year. Somehow got it in December.
Right.
Anyway.
It can be sold alongside the book from A Court
Oh.
of Fae and Flowers. I can't remember what
Oh,
the
the
name
Green
of the book
Hunter?
is. Yes, thank you.
I was thinking Tusk Love as well from
Mm.
Critical Role, but
Yeah.
anyway. Yeah, I know Finn just sort of like leans back. That was his question. Suddenly notices that both Luna and Edmund are looking at him, and he just goes, "What? I'm from there. That's someone they're pretty important. So just asking." Why are you
Oh,
guys staring at me?
tension in the party. I see. Oh, the tea should relax.
P.
The tea tends to relax the tongues of compatriots. So now we do need to get back on the road. We'll be passing that Leyminster here momentarily, and move on. We'll be moving past it into Sacrifice, but yes, maybe we'll see you all down there at some point. Sounds like you're heading off some friends, heading that direction, and hope to
Yes.
overtake them
Yes.
on the road. Well, if they didn't have quite the wagon and buggies and horses that you all may have, then chances are they'll be found in the desert here by us on our way back. But we'll see how quickly they were able to move.
We shall see.
We shall see.
Very well.
Safe travels.
Best of luck to you
Thank
all.
you for the cookies and tea.
Thanks for the tea.
Oh, yes, very well.
And the tea.
And
Sorry.
the tea.
That's out of character.
The tea and the tea.
The tea, yeah.
Ooh.
The little stop for tea set gets packed up with a fair amount of efficiency from all these, and you can see all these homunculi working together, and they're pretty coordinated with each other. It's got a little bit of a Oompa Loompa vibe of like it's just a bunch of all of the same sentient question mark servants that are kind of happy to help and don't have much of a feeling either way, and no particular like independent motivations or anything. They're just there working, and yeah, like they stock it all up. One of the servants walks over to Luna with like a little pouch and like hands it over to Luna. And Luna, you peek inside. There are 4 more cookies in the pouch, but they get packed up into their wagon and get moving again.
Greg, can you form taste buds?
It's a rough one. I understand the concept, and I've been in your bodies, so I know kind of how they work. I don't know how those would work on this body. It's mostly it's mostly fungal, so I think it's gonna take it over and like mold it and then break it down for nutrients for further growth. I don't know if taste is going to be necessarily the same execution. I don't think it's going to be a pleasure. I think it's going to be like an information thing where it picks up if it's sugars or carbohydrates or what have you.
If
That's
Edmund...
unfortunate.
Wait, no. You probably would have gone to the bathroom. Greg's not in your head anymore, Edmund. I was gonna
Oh.
say,
Oh,
if
right.
Edmund eats it, and would you experience it through that? But
Oh, right.
nah, it's
We'll
already...
save
yeah,
that for next time.
Mhm.
sure.
Next time we need to go on like a
Question.
covert spy mission
Yeah.
thing. We're like, oh, by the way, we'll see if you taste this cookie.
Yeah.
Oh no, I meant like
That's
if you
assuming
have
Luna
Greg in your head,
shares.
you eat it to be like, Greg, what do you think of it? You're in my head.
Yeah, what do you think of these?
You interpret these sensory inputs,
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Huh.
something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would
Interesting.
work, but it would be filtered through your head. But whatever.
But
Wait,
yeah,
Edmund.
you all get packed up and get heading out again. And sure enough, by the end of that day's travel, you can see just on the horizon and some of the last grassy hills before the horizon turns to desert. You can see Leyminster, the city that Finn would know quite well, and can see like kind of the outskirts of it and the lights within the city kind of starting to pop up. A large central church with a beacon that is alight atop it. Seems like a large suspended brass sphere at the top of a tower that's being illuminated somehow from underneath, that then shines out in all directions, to be like a visible beacon, especially at night. But you imagine even on the horizon during the day, it shines pretty brightly. People are making comments in the chat.
I'm sorry, I'm making memes, okay? That's what I thought of.
Memeing it up.
Class.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to get in the way of your cool DMing. But I
I'm
have an idea.
narrating here. Yeah.
What are you writing to each other?
What am I writing? You're not the only one who can write. I'm writing things. Yeah.
Writing it in
You're
a
still a
secret
lot more
language that you can't
terrifying.
read
Yeah,
it.
yeah. The things I write are dangerous. But yeah, you all have a chance to approach the city or just fully bypass it. There are some like citizen guards at the front of the city as you kind of approach the edge of it.
Do we have any business in Lyminster?
Well, I mean,
That's
the-
what my thought process is.
where are Kent and Alum headed?
They were bypassing Lyminster to go to Sacrifice to get
Okay.
the
Right, and then they're gonna come back.
homunculi.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then we should head on to Sacrifice.
Right.
Yeah.
Finn
That's
is
the only
going to-
reason.
Mhm.
That's the only reason Finn suggests that.
I would say Finn can make a history check for me.
Cool. Ooh. I rolled a 5. To a total
no.
of it's a +0. That's a 5.
It's a 5.
I'm just gonna help here.
5 will do it, in that it's low enough for the thing to happen. So one of the citizen guards is like a young man you know, somebody you like grew up with, who's now a guard. This would be where'd it go?
His name is Tail. Tale. Like Finn and
Uh,
Tail.
Ricio was who I was thinking of.
Okay. What race is he? What species is he?
He's human.
Okay.
Him. On the skinny, well, as you remember him being on the skinny side, it looks like he's starting to bulk up a little bit. But mace at one side, shield in the other, kind of patchwork armor pieces on. Seems to be the junior guard at the site for this like evening shift. Probably just got started out here. But sees you and recognizes you passing by.
I immediately duck back into the cover.
It is a duck. Make a stealth check. Opposed with his perception. Let's see.
Finn does not want to be recognized right now. That's better. Okay. Dirty 20. I rolled a 15 plus 4 from guidance.
I've got the natural 20. Explode!
Gonna get
Probably just
recognized.
go shit and then duck back into the car.
Oh shit! And
Like, I
ducks
walked out
down.
of
And so with his
This most obvious.
yeah, with his 42, with our explosion,
Oh,
it's a
Christ.
spot. There's a call out from a good 50 feet from the cart just as you all are gonna pass by, and there's a Finn.
Finn covers his mouth. He's just like,
He does yell out Finn's full name. I momentarily forgot it. Golden something.
Goldenrod.
Goldenrod. Yeah. Finn Goldenrod.
Can we, just from the conversation,
Yeah.
already piece it together?
Yeah, you were all paying attention before.
Okay, just
The Goldenrod's
Why?
a
Or
comment.
just
Yeah.
double check.
Like all the other Goldenrods. It's a very common name.
This is
Can I
where
also-
Luna just goes, Goldenrod?
Golden. As Finn's just ducking. But you all
Exciting, this shit.
watch this guard start to like jog up to the cart.
Greg, move the car faster, please.
I would like to also Greg, let's move
Mhm.
along. Well, let's
Wait. Well, wait.
I look at Luna and I go,
Finn-
Luna, you have to understand. You can ask questions later. I cannot be seen. We have to go.
Fine.
Is there anything? Because I think us trying to run from a guard would look pretty bad. um, I'm trying to think of something on the spot that Edmund can do to be like, what? What? You don't remember? Can I cast Charm Person, actually?
Yeah, it's starting to approach, but you can turn around and cast Charm Person.
Yes.
Go for it. What's your spell DC on there?
Oh no.
That's a great question. I never do this
That's what I'm
because
looking for.
enchantment is a weird school.
Yeah,
but,
And Charm Person is a weird spell.
Mhm.
Yeah. Wisdom, spell save is DC. No, spell save is 13. What?
Yeah, spell save. Yeah,
Spell save is 20.
yeah.
Spell save is Marvel.
Right. So what
My
what are you saying to him? You feel the
Um,
spell take hold. You feel like he's extremely friendly to you.
Go hey.
Hey,
Who's
go
not saying
ahead.
it? No.
Yeah.
I'll just quickly call out. I was like, oh, we're in quite a rush. We're trying to make it to sacrifice before the sun sets. So
Oh, that's physically impossible. It's just never
yeah.
another few days to the into the desert. But hey, good
Oh,
on you.
no.
I get it. You all get ahead. I'll catch you next time. We'll get drinks or something. All right.
We appreciate you.
Okay.
All right. Have a good night.
You too, sir. Thank you very much.
You too.
As soon as we're out of earshot, Finn pops up and is like, why did you tell him where we're going? Why did you tell him that?
Because you didn't tell us anything.
What was I supposed to tell you?
What's the we're gonna ask Leo about this, but what's the over under chances for Finn that this is an X?
Oh, 0.
0%. Okay. Yeah, gotcha.
0%. When I say sheltered
Yeah.
kid, I'm not kidding.
Well, and
Like,
I
never
asked
dated.
X in the sense of like when I had Mormon friends growing up, their X's meant they held hands once. You know,
Not
they
even that. Not even that.
right.
Nope.
Nope. Okay, gotcha.
Finn was a big shy boy.
Gotcha.
Good shot, shy boy.
Not that he didn't have crushes, he just never acted on them.
Gotcha.
Cool.
Finn somehow gets less action than I did when I was a teenager. And I barely dated.
Yeah.
Edmund will
Late
go-
bloomer high fives going on over here.
Yeah, late bloomer. Self, but I'm sorry. Me too.
But yeah, you
I
get
mean,
out of immediate like ear and eye shot of the
Yeah, I know,
guards and all
yeah.
that, and I think Charm Person lasts for like an hour or something. So
It is an hour.
yeah, you have
So an
you have
hour
for
from now,
yeah
It's like,
an hour from
"Oh,
now
he's a nice guy."
It'd be like-
that guy charmed me.
they'll be like, wait a minute. Yeah.
Honestly, him calling out like we're going to sacrifice was just me not being.
No,
that's
it's
fine.
fine. I
It's-
like it. I like the drama, but Finn is freaking out.
Yeah,
I think it's
Yeah.
great.
It's canon.
Finn is just like full like hands on his head, just like
I think
Oh,
Edmund is just gonna be like, well, hopefully we'll never have to see him again. Let's move on.
okay, well, I hope
Luna's
not.
gonna full on go. Yeah, we're definitely seeing him again. I'm getting my drink.
I'm disguising myself next time. I'm not.
I do have a disguise kit.
Hey.
I can help you.
Great. Can I work
You
from
do
the that's
you.
where we go?
Yes, of course. That's what I made it for.
You do you, Finn. I'ma do me.
I don't blame you for wanting to get the drinks. I just there's a reason I left Lymanminster, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. Although y'all are looking at me in a weird. I feel
You're not
like you
very
figure
good.
something out.
You're not very good
What?
at hiding your secrets, are you?
What secret? What do you think? What do you think you figured out about?
Finn,
Your last
Goldenrod,
name.
Caitlin and Carl Goldenrod.
Yeah,
The
What
people
about
you
it?
asked about earlier.
yeah. What?
There's
Were you
something
not-
there.
Were you not trying to hide that?
I mean, I never
We-
said
we've
my whole
only-
name to you. I said
We
I call
only
myself
just
Finn.
met a few days ago, and I
Yeah.
don't mean to intrude on your privacy. But
But
Luna's just gonna, I kind of do. It's
I
just-
know
certain-
you do, but you, I trusted you.
I
Greg's
And
like,
I
I've literally
appreciate
been
that.
inside of all of you. Uh,
Greg,
Please watch your phrasing.
oh no, he meant that.
yeah, I
100%.
said what I said.
He knows what he said.
I'm just saying, Finn, I respect your privacy. Truly, I do. I would not want anybody trying to intrude on my history either. But certain pieces just keep falling into place, and there's not a lot we can change about that.
Well, what?
Us
Okay.
specifically, not you. I mean,
Well, tell me what you think Caitlin and Carl mean to me, Mr. and Mrs. Goldenrod.
Relation,
parents.
family. Yeah, probably.
I could be wrong.
No, you're right. They're
Just
It's
gonna
weird
take the
'cause-
question marks off of my notes.
no, and I'll just be like, it's a good thing we didn't see them, because as soon as you saw my dad, you would know that that's my dad and my mom. So you can understand why I left. And I apologize for not coming out clear about it. Wording is hard. I apologize for not coming clean. But I genuinely thought, like, by the time we got to Lyminster, that it wouldn't be a big deal, and that it would have been maybe more than a few days since I met all of you. And now,
Time is weird.
whatever opinion you formed about these two people who've been a major part of my life up until now, and I kind of still are, but
Finn, I will
It's-
remind you that you have nothing to
Breathe.
apologize for.
Right. If your past is your past, can't change it, gotta live with it. We just gotta know what we gotta lie about.
Finn is moved by this and just kind of like relaxes a little bit and says, "Okay, I don't feel comfortable talking about all of it. I'll just say that my life up until a couple months ago, way before I met all of you, was all about Paylor and all about being good and being right and not sinning. And I met my patron, the thing giving me power, in their attic. And it was an opportunity, and I had started questioning privately. I a couple times even questioned to them, which they did not like. But my patron gave me an opportunity to like leave, and I thought maybe they'd be proud that I was taking the initiative, and they were not. And it was really tough, and I haven't talked to them since. It's also kind of hard to talk to your parents when you're on the road, but if you're not with them, but I haven't made any effort to contact them, which is why I've been sort of like keeping an ear out, like with Brahita, you know, because she's been there recently, and I will admit I did not know that. I mean, Dad had mentioned that he kind of was there before Mom was. I just didn't know that Mom was the driving force in it being intense. And I thought for most of my life that it was the right way to be, because I'd never been outside of Lyminster my whole life, pretty much like 18, 19 years. And then the last year or so, before I left, I suddenly started realizing that it wasn't the case. So you understand, does it make more sense why I like ask people, even if it's invasive or even if it's like, you know, Finn's getting a little bit like kind of fidgety and kind of like having a hard time looking at the two of you. He's like, it's silly, and I know people think it's weird. I genuinely just don't know. Like, all I know is how my parents were, how my town worships him, and I don't just mean like for your own personal faith, but like that is their life. And I didn't realize that was weird until I left. Well, I mean, I thought it was kind of a bit intense, but I didn't think it was weird. And then I met other people worshiping other gods. I didn't even know there were other gods until I was like 18. I thought there was one god. And then suddenly a whole world opened up to me. That book I traded in for that other book. Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
take your time.
That's I mean, that's pretty much it. Do you have any, now that I've, now that the cat's out of the bag, no offense, Luna.
Hey.
Sorry. Now that the beholder's out of the bag of holding, do you have any question?
Luna just, like-
remember the party, okay?
Luna just kind of first off hands the cicada toy thing that I got last time to Finn. Say, here, just a fidget.
Okay.
But also,
seems to work a little bit.
I didn't think twice about you asking questions, mostly because I ask questions and I just thought you just wanted to know.
I do. Well, that part's true. That part I didn't lie about.
I didn't care
didn't lie
about why.
it. I just didn't
I
explain
don't
it.
think it was so much lying as
No.
just keeping information away, which isn't necessarily the same thing.
But-
For what it's worth, Finn, I
Yeah.
don't think you're in the wrong for wanting to leave.
No?
Thank you. I also understand that keeping big secrets like this, especially when it's to do with, if we weren't going by it, it would make sense that I wouldn't talk about it, but then we went by it, and then fucking,
It was just
was his name?
unfortunate
Sorry.
circumstances.
yeah, what was his name? Sorry.
Uh,
The guard who called out?
Ricio.
Rooch.
Ricio. Then Ricio called out, and, like, I knew him, like, I don't... Why did he call him my full name? It's like maybe one other Finn, and I don't look anything like him, okay? I'm an Asimar, he's a Kenku, okay? Like, what did he call my full name?
Oh,
That's
the
what I
other
want to
Finn.
know. Yeah, the
I'm
other
sorry, I
Finn
thought-
is a Kenku. I'm not kidding, no.
The Kenku doesn't even
I
share.
pulled that out of my
The Kenku doesn't even share the faith. It can just only repeat what it's heard, and it's
No.
only heard like affirmations towards Baylor. So
Good
people
work.
think that the Kenku is super devout and is
Good
actually a
work.
complete atheist.
Good for him. Good for other Finn.
Yeah.
I've now made another
Yeah.
Finn, but with an eye.
Finn does feel like a pseudopod, kind of come over the shoulder and just be like,
Oh,
with
hi, Greg, sorry.
Greg just doing I mean, parents are hard. I mean, my parent got hit by a great axe, and I wanted to leave the cave, and it was very disappointed in me. And
You have a parent?
I have a
Hold on.
parent.
No, pause. You have a
Whoa!
parent?
I have a parent. Yes, it got hit by
Okay.
it got hit by a great axe, and then I didn't want to rejoin. I wanted to go do my own thing, and it was very disappointed in me. And it
Oh.
was really hard to come to terms with. But I dissolved a wizard a few weeks later, and I kind of gained some sentience. And anyways, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to intrude.
No, I didn't know that, Greg. That's
So
Yeah, I know.
wild.
Parents are hard. I'm just saying. I empathize. Anyways, I'm gonna get back
I
to
have
the donkeys.
one. I have two. Okay, one is less shitty than the other, but
I mean, you can't really
No, but
axe two at the same time to then make a one. Like it doesn't. Sorry, I'm not here to lecture on biology.
well, to be honest with you, Greg, I don't understand how it works either, man. I don't know science. I know religion, and that's it. I just know that sometimes when two people love each other very much, two humanoids, and they go into come out and there's a baby. I don't know. Sometimes they adopt. I don't know. I was trying to read a
So
treasure
much
romance
going on
novel.
right now.
Maybe
All I
learn a
know is
bit
that
more
when you
about
leave
it.
two Pokemon into daycare and egg comes
Yeah.
out.
So much is happening.
What's a Pokemon?
I'm starting to wonder.
Legend novel series.
Starting to wonder who's had sex in the group, just as a frame of reference for this. It's clearly not
Not
Finn.
There's a meme.
Doesn't even
There's a
kiss
meme.
before.
Hang on, I'm gonna fill that out for everybody.
yeah.
Where it's like knows what sex is, has had sex before. Knows
Yeah.
what sex is, hasn't had
Doesn't
sex.
know what sex
Yeah.
is, hasn't had sex before. Okay, Finn will just be like, okay, I appreciate. Sorry, I need a second.
You feel better?
I feel like I'm taking seconds.
When two oozes love each other very much and take enough slashing damage,
Luna is 100% just overwhelmed with all of the information that is coming out of everyone right now. Just like, what is
no,
going on?
And it just like
This
takes
is
a deep
not what
breath.
I anticipated.
Yeah, Finn either. Finn is just like, okay, Greg, that's insane. Thank you for sharing. But yeah, so my parents are okay. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Now that I'm like out in the world and understanding like what I grew up in, my parents are crazy powerful. Like my mom especially. I don't know if she's the leader, but she's incredibly like important, and I don't mean that to be like, oh, my mom's so important, but like my mom, like you heard what
Like a scary.
Pika said.
important-
Yeah, like influential to a worrying degree. And I don't know. It's kind of silly, but like I feel like if I can just I'm on a mission to free my patron, and that's what got me out of Lymancer to begin with. If I can just get him out and bring him back to my parents and be like, hey, look, maybe I can just like, if not my mom, my dad, you know? I mean, my mom was kind
That's
of,
gonna work.
I don't know, but I have to try. They're my parents. I don't have any brothers or sisters or siblings. I don't even really have any extended family that I talk frequently. It's them and me. So, I don't know. I mean, I know adventurers have kind of a loose thing with blood family, but they're my family. I look in the mirror and I see and my dad put together and it's me. So I dye my fucking hair, man. Every time I look in the mirror, my hair looks like my mom's, and I just if it's purple, I don't have to see her.
I would having because the disguise kit is so like loose. Like you don't know exactly what's in it. It's just you put a disguise on.
Yeah.
For
There's
me,
nothing-
sorry.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
would there be anything in there for like wigs or just like changing the color of someone's hair or like?
I would say
Community
they're.
theater.
I would say they'd be customizable. It would be essentially you have your disguise kit of like
Yeah.
one or two characters that you can kind of hop into,
that is
or
true.
or if you've got
And-
a basic level of like putty that can go over like a nose to change its shape and like heavy makeups.
Mhm.
But yeah, it depends what the vibe is of whatever disguise
Yeah.
kit you've got.
Yeah.
Edmund would also notice when Finn makes a comment, seeing his mom's hair in the mirror. He would notice that the bright purple hair that you're used to, like those black roots. So
Yeah.
you didn't really notice them before because you were just like, yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Finn just kind of like sits back like this.
Well, first of all, I'd like to apologize for making you go through this when you weren't expecting it.
I was gonna have to go through it at some point probably, so might as well be now. You know.
If it's any consolation, your purple hair looks great.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I like it. I was almost gonna dye blue to match my eyes, but I like purple better.
Where is the mask? Finn's mask.
Where's Finn keep the
Like
mask?
do you have it on your
That's
person, or is it just like somewhere like strewn about?
Oh, would you have given it to me?
Yeah, like once I've done painting it, like it. Okay, I
Oh,
should
then it would've
clarify.
been-
Like
well,
it is like a wooden mask, but
White,
it
right.
is yeah. I painted it white. I don't know what color. Like the horns, I think I imagine them to be like gold or brown, like a kind of shiny
Well,
metalish.
gold would be very funny, given his name.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
That would
true.
be
Yeah,
hilarious.
it's like
Yeah,
hey, funny
goldenrod.
coincidence.
Golden Ram.
He picks it up, starts crying. God damn it, no!
No, wait, I can repaint it.
It looks good.
You just tell me what colors you want, and I'll repaint it.
Finn
No-
probably
no
would have.
worries.
Finn probably would have said brown. I think if you had asked. But I think if you had finished it and given it to Finn, Finn probably would have it like with his stuff, like next to his backpack,
Okay.
like not far off.
I was gonna say something with like the mask, but now I forgot what it was. It's just some.
We're gonna grab
like,
it.
Yeah, he'll grab it, hand it to you again, and be like, "I want you to use this to forge your own identity."
Was dyeing my hair not enough?
I mean, if you think it is, yes, but also, people grow, people change. It's start.
I don't know why my
Listen.
first thought was you must become the Batman.
You must
You
become
look,
a
you
ram.
look down and it's a
They're
Batman
dead.
cowl. All of a sudden, it's like, what?
Oh yeah, okay, Finn will put on the mask. He's just gonna start crying. He's just
And he
gonna
wants to wear
start
the mask.
crawling. And he's just gonna, no one cared who I was before I put on the mask. We'll put on the mask and we'll start crying. I'm trying to hide it, failing.
You all eventually pull aside
what I'm
after
saying?
another couple of hours of riding to like make camp, essentially. Having worked out quite a bit. I guess there's a question of who would take first watch, essentially.
I will.
Luna taking first watch. Would Finn be able to like get to sleep right away, or would Finn still be up for a bit?
No.
Yeah.
He's gonna be up for at least an hour or two.
Right.
Because he only needs 6 hours technically for a
Yeah.
I think he'll get 6 hours of sleep and no more.
Right. And technically Edmund also is kind of in a meditation more than an actual sleep.
Because he's cool like that.
You do see a couple hours into the watch, kind of hanging out with Luna, and like just like looking out into the darkness. You hear you see like a torch light, and coming up over the northern horizon, and you can start to hear like a horse gallop, and like riding up to camp, is Ricio, on horseback, who like pulls up to a stop and like yeah, pulls up pulls up slowly, kind of eyes darting around on his own, and it's like it makes eye contact with Finn.
Hi.
Hey.
What?
One of your friends spelled me when I spotted
Yeah, I know,
you.
I was there. Yeah, I know.
You
Hi.
never admit to it.
Are you okay?
While trancing, Edmund just
Follow
turns
me.
around.
Are you okay?
I do not see it.
But you're all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Are you okay? Finn does not sound okay at all, but he doesn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I got a new job and everything. But no, like
Yeah.
you disappeared like a year ago or more. Your parents were really closed off about it. They didn't have much specifics that they wanted to give.
Can I insight Ricio and see if it's worth telling him the truth? Like how much he knows. How much does he know about my parents? Like how well does he know them?
I would assume this is someone you like the function
with?
like went to school with, were somewhat friends with, and has been to your house.
Okay.
Has met your parents probably more than once, but not a ton.
Right.
And so
Oh, this feels suddenly very true to life all of a sudden. Like how well my friends know my parents, how much do I tell them?
Right.
I think I just look at Risu and I go, had a pretty big fight with them. That's why they didn't talk about it. You'll forgive me for not getting into it. But
that's fair. I just want to make sure you're all right.
yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, good.
Luna
Can
really
I
wants to say something.
Enjoying this.
Can-
so-
Well, first what I was gonna say was like, do I notice Finn kind of being uncomfortable? But that after that interaction,
yeah.
now
100%.
Luna just wants to like get an insight on Ricio and be like, what's Ricio's deal? What?
What's your vibe, man?
Honestly,
Wait.
yeah, like just kind of because like I'm assuming, and if I'm assuming incorrectly of like what I'm actually noticing. There's not like a best friend type of vibe. It's just like a good acquaintance. But Ricio seems to be carrying a lot more than just a
Classmate.
good acquaintance. So that's where I'm just like,
Yeah, it's like,
I'm also like,
you know,
this is weird.
we're okay. We were okay friends, and then he rode out into the night after me. Yeah.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
weird. Out of character, that's,
That's
weird.
why
I
I'm just
don't think
kinda like-
Finn would pick up on that,
Right,
but it's
right.
weird. Finn's just nervous.
this is
He's nervous
just
insight.
Luna wanting to know, like just curious. It's like, is this person? What's going on here?
Yeah, make
So-
an insight check. I would say the interaction's not done with yet, so you might not have a full read
Okay.
on it.
Can I reach over to
Yeah.
Luna for like moral support and give her guidance?
I
God.
suppose, sure.
Just a friendly, just like grip on the
But
shoulder.
then
Like,
how would that
"Please
how
get
would
me out
that
of this
read to
conversation."
Ricio if like you just reach over like, hey,
I'm
Yeah, yeah.
not like this. I'm like, yeah, good friend. This is my
Mhm.
buddy. I'm just hanging out with. I think what I say is like, I got a new little adventuring party friend group. You know,
I
Mhm.
guess.
doing great.
I guess.
That's
I
an
guess.
11.
An 11. It's super high.
Just-
Jeff, we don't need this right
Well,
now, okay?
Yeah,
Listen, I know my rolls aren't great.
yeah.
Listen,
You don't
it's
have to
double
come for
digits.
me,
okay?
It's just
What do you
Luna
get?
consistently like not quite knowing what's going on. Very impressive in like other scenarios, but when it comes to the very basic of like getting a vibe on what's happening, it's just spaced completely out. And it's just such a consistent conclusion
tell a
of the roles.
story.
It tells a story, yeah. But yeah.
Then we'll just ask like, Risu, like, you said you wanted to get a drink later. It's
Well, I was charmed through magic from a friend of yours.
yeah. Sorry about that.
Right.
I think they saw me dart back and were a little concerned.
I gotcha.
Um,
But you're not under magical charms being led
No.
out into the darkness.
not at all.
Okay.
I am making stupid decisions of my own free will.
Okay.
For better or
I
worse.
always make stupid decisions.
Yeah,
Right.
she's a bad influence. That's
Sorry.
literally like, yeah, she's a bad
he kinda-
influence.
Kind of gets off his horse and walks up.
As a joke.
Yeah. But he
Just
gets
be
off his horse
stop.
and like walks up to be like closer to the two of you, and like reaches a hand out to Luna. It's just like, I'm Ricio, by the way. Like,
Luna.
shake. So and then turns back to Finn with a, all right, so you're not being magically dominated and brought out into horrible darkness and danger, just doing adventuring stuff, and after some kind of falling out with the folks, and that's all.
No,
Yeah, about
can
something
I
up.
insight check this?
Yeah, go
I
for it.
feel like Finn would be suspicious enough at this
Yeah,
point.
insight check that.
I'm against myself.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a natural one. Never mind.
You
That's a cool one.
you're pretty sure he's in love with you, and needs to like
I'm son.
needs to
I
catch up
started
with-
reading the romance novel and
Right,
just
right.
like
This is what happens to young men. Yeah.
Right.
I'm just like, I think I just look at him and I'm just like, you're out here.
Well, Palor's light teaches us to save those being taken into the darkness, and so it seemed like once the magic wore off, I realized you were being taken out into darkness with someone who can magically influence people, and I thought maybe that was happening, but it seems like you're here of your own free will and are
Yeah.
all good, so you don't need saving, so I
You know what?
don't need to be rushing out here to save you because you're not in need of saving.
No, I mean, I appreciate you trying to be dashing. I'm not, looking for anything at the moment. I'm.
What?
Finn's like, what were you not?
Oh, no,
Luna just kind of slowly takes a step
I'm
back.
no,
so
Like,
like,
sorry.
no offense meant whatsoever.
I'm so sorry.
You know my dating history. I'd be far more interested in your friend than
Luna takes
Oh.
a step back forward.
You know my dating history. Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm okay.
Yep.
And I do mean that.
pulls up a water skin and takes like a giant drink, and it puts it back down. Okay. Yeah, this went a little differently than I was. I ran through it in my head, and this went very differently. So, all right. Glad you're okay. we'll get that drink sometime. I'll be serious about that. Like, next time you feel comfortable. If
Yeah,
you
you-
need to like sneak in
Yeah.
to like get something, then
Really?
catch me.
Wait.
Yeah, I mean, don't like put me in a situation where I'm gonna get imprisoned or
No,
something.
no.
But
I mean,
if you
are
like,
a guard, so
I
that would be.
you might have had to leave in a hurry and left something in the house or something, and if you need a friendly guard that'll let you in, like wave me down.
Oh, Finn is so tempted. He just goes, okay,
So we're good. We're fully turns to Luna, and it's if you want to
Yeah.
get a drink sometime, like I'm also
I might take you up on that.
I look forward to be taken up.
and relaxes, just like, oh, thank God, okay. What are we? Oh, thank God he's straight. I'm just... Oh God, I had a question that forgot. Oh no, Finn was gonna say. So you're not gonna tell anyone that you saw me, except for the time when you literally called out my full name in front of like your superior.
Yeah, I mean that was just I don't know. That's a thing you hear like I don't know. It's just some I don't know. But I mean I wasn't planning on not bringing you up ever to anyone. But if you don't want me to, that's fine.
Yeah, if you could, maybe not.
Okay.
If
I'm
you
gonna-
can help it, I mean, if you're magically compelled, I mean, you can't really do much about that. But like,
no,
if
yeah,
you
I
can...
got you. I'll
Yeah, thank you.
I'll tell him I saw a cute tabaxi lady that I felt like chasing after. Gives Luna a wink.
No, that's true. There you go. That'll work on Zone
Stop
True.
it. Stop.
I need to take some notes here. Goddamn.
Edmund pulls out
Riz is
a notebook, says
Zero,
how
man.
to Riz.
No,
And
this
it's
is
just,
Mitsuki.
too rich.
how to Riz.
You gotta get character art for Ricio immediately. If
Yeah,
I keep seeing
yeah.
how hot is
Sorry.
he?
How
Roll a
to rich.
D10.
Yes, on a scale of 1 to 10.
Roll a D10.
You
Oh my
have
God, wait.
you get a vibe. You get the deep sense of someone who is of average attractiveness, who fully knows themselves and is comfortable with themselves. So it goes from like
So it bumps them up like
bumps
2
them up
points.
a bunch. Yeah. But like
Yeah.
He's a
yeah.
6, but
yeah.
He's a 6.
He's a 6, but he's a 6, but he went to therapy 3 times, and so
Yeah.
he's like up to an 8.
oh God.
Yeah,
He's an 8, but he follows Paylor.
yeah, that's fair.
So he's a 6.
Yeah.
All right.
He goes, well,
I cannot believe Ricio fucking rode up in the middle of the night.
yeah.
It's like, hi.
That's so.
That's
Yeah.
weird. That was a little weird.
But you piece together a little bit of like someone with a little bit of a savior complex, which is very common for the city, sees the child of like the leaders of the city, who very well might be magically compelled into dark adventuring times, and it's one of those like I need to go save him. Like I had to ride out and pick him up.
He
And,
only day drinked on his like
yeah,
after a year of being out of the
right. And then shows up and realizes
Scream
like
stealing.
oh no, it's not a nefarious situation.
He's
They're just out
fine.
adventuring. It's like oh, he's fine.
Yeah.
And then just flirts.
And then there's
The pirate's sleeping.
there's the
guy
cute-
with the voice.
and there's a cute tabaxi lady and all that. And that's his main focus was like, oh wait, no, you are okay. Okay, never mind. Then you're fine then. But yeah, gets back on his horse. Looks over to Luna. Goes, there's a place called the Brown Tap. Usually swing by there after work.
Duly noted.
Then kind of leans over a little bit.
But
I was like, just out of the way so these two can have their thing.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
doesn't want to get in the
So we
way.
can have our moment.
Yeah,
He's not ruin it. He's like, if you two have a thing, great. Ignore me,
Yeah.
please. I don't want to be here.
and you
No, I
do
don't want to be here. But like,
you do remember a childhood of Ricio, like there's like someone who needs saving, he like jumps in, and then as soon as that crisis is not a problem anymore, just the cutest girl nearby is just like a turn and goes, oh hi. And he's one of those
history of doing this.
yeah, a little bit. It's definitely his MO of like fully like jumping in and then being like, "Oh wait, no, we're fine. Okay, cool."
After he
Oh, hey.
leaves, I will kind of lean over and tell Boone to that. just so you know,
He does have a pattern
that's
of
normal for him. That's
yeah.
that's he's
Oh no,
not.
I got that vibe.
Yeah,
No, that's fine.
just be clear. Yeah,
I'm just. I can flirt too.
I think you did great. I don't know if that was good
Thank
flirting or not. I think you did great.
I'll give you some pointers.
I don't even know if I like romance. Honestly, I've barely been out
Yeah,
of the
no
world.
one didn't.
I
You
don't know
just
yet.
use it to your advantage. Get things with it. It's fine. Anyways.
Good enough to do that, but okay. You maybe, but listen, man. The most interesting thing about me is the purple hair. So,
I don't think
and I
that's
glow
true.
sometimes.
You what?
I glow sometimes. The thing that I did in combat where my eyes went gold.
Oh, you
That
said that,
thing.
and I thought you meant your whole body glowed, and I was really confused for a second.
I mean,
Listen,
Honestly,
I've
don't
been
know.
up for a while.
I heard I even blow sometimes, and I was like, oh my god, more secrets.
I blow
Whoa!
up. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay.
But I appreciate you letting me know
Get to sleep
anyways.
after that. I mean, thank God I didn't use any spell slots. Finn does not sleep well that night. I'm
Right.
willing to take exhaustion for the day. Yeah.
But yeah, Bricio lights the torch and starts heading back north. A little bit more of a trot versus a gallop, like on the approach.
It is so funny.
He'll be down a little sleep for the next day as well, just in the couple hours out in the middle of the night.
It'll be fine.
But
That was hilarious, by the way. That whole scene was just bonkers.
I was just one of those like, okay, it's the religion town of Paylor people, and he has every reason to suspect that the once Goody Two Shoes child of the leadership has been abducted, and that's why they've been gone. And it's just like, oh, this is my chance. I can be the hero. Rides out into the night, and then it's just like, oh, no, it's fine.
Finn really is that drill tweet of "I will face God and walk backwards into hell."
Very much so.
That's Finn. Alright.
All right.
Cool.
We will wrap things up there as far as the session. Remind everybody to get their steps in, their extra steps in, and yeah. I guess the lesson for the incels out there: if you don't feel too attractive, but you like go to therapy a couple times, you get way more attractive. Like instantly a better vibe. Like just go work out your issues and then
Work on yourself.
yeah, work on yourself a little bit. Be like,
Yeah.
be
Don't be an incel.
yeah, don't be an incel.
That's the real takeaway.
Ditch that
here.
whole ideology, and
Don't
just
tell you that.
yeah.
Maybe you should go to therapy.
Hey,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
those listening at home,
Hey.
if you're an incel, don't.
Yeah, just knock it off.
Do not be an incel.
Stop. Stop.
Just
Just-
don't.
Stop. Get some help.
Go therapy.
Yeah.
Just go to therapy. Yeah.
In all
That's the thing,
seriousness,
like, go to therapy.
like in all
Yeah.
seriousness, from a personal perspective of like not being great with people for quite a while, and then hitting about 1920, and then being like, you know what, I can like myself and just be myself, and I'll go from there, and then like immediately getting laid all summer, and so
Wow.
To that stage yet, but I am working on myself.
Yeah.
so-
Anyways, get your steps in. I hope my daughter doesn't watch this one, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.